Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Sometimes I get a little ahead of myself. So, yes, that
Oh,
is.
look at that! I get a notification. Hey guys, Red Monkey Trucking's live. Go ahead.
Oh man, I might have to play a blues song in the middle of this. There might be a
That's
guitar
fine.
break in the middle. You just see how long it goes because I don't think that's plugged in anymore down here. Unplug my GPS. Look how good that mic is. I can just move like one little thing. Okay. Oh, there you are. Yes. How you doing, Lucifer? Welcome to. Well, YouTube don't like my CB handle, so I went worth this. Yeah. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I guess YouTube has some. Hurry up! Look, people saying hurry up. Okay, we need to get a thumbs up in the chat if we are live. If everybody can get a good big old thumbs up, especially you fishing trucker. You're expected to do good things because you are a moderator. Bam! I got the devil horns. That's what I'm talking about. Snore Lord is in the
That's right. Get
house.
it, Snore
Snore
Lord.
Lord is in the house. That is awesome. Thank you for stopping by, Snore Lord. So now that we'll wait just a couple minutes. We got 12 people in the house. That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, we might get a guitar in the middle somewhere. I found some backing tracks on YouTube to plug in and play some blues and stuff. So yes. How you doing, Redneck Trucker? How you doing, Counseling Nomad? How you doing, Fishing Trucker? Welcome to the show. Now,
I saw Blackbeard in there. How you doing too?
Blackbeard is here. Blackbeard's in the house. So, oh my, I'm gonna have to roll this up just a second. So, you're okay with that, right?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
good.
That way I can see this whole chat here. I can go through and talk and say yes. Anthony, I got a present for you right here. If I can click on it. I don't know why it's not letting me do it. I have to do that on my phone.
Go to the three dots. Go to the three
Oh yeah,
dots.
that's right. That's right. Three dots.
I'm teaching this guy so much
Man,
technology
no,
today that
it's
I don't
just I
even know
never
about.
use my computer for YouTube. So, participants?
No,
Wait,
go to
hold on.
go to the person.
Go to the person.
Go to
Click on that, and
go
then.
like scroll over the person like you were trying to click on him
Oh
before.
yeah.
See those three dots that come up next to
So
it?
it's
That's the three dots you click.
Durr. So here you go, there, Anthony Blackbeard. If you go ahead and hit that, type in there, you'll find out that you're a moderator. What knew my Slipknot friend? Yes, Slipknot is one of the greatest bands of all time. ASMR
You guys haven't heard
Slipknot.
the new album? Do it.
Yes, I have listened to the new album. Also, I'm going to do a video about my top 5 albums to listen to while trucking coming up here in the next couple of days. I already
I
wrote
might have to do my personal ones too.
I already wrote that down. Also, we got TJ Jones, the boy of the woods in the house. How you doing? Can I get a devil horns from TJ Jones, bull of the woods? That would be nice. We also Logic Neo is always like, oh my, Logic Neo, are you new here? So we got uh, The Devil and I play that song. That's not a hard song to play, but I'm telling you right now, my guitar is tuned to standard tuning because the neck is so bad that if I was to tune that low, it would literally lift this and lay the strings down on the fretboard, and it would not be a good thing. Trucker's Coach is in the house. Trucker's Coach, yes.
Jason
I don't know
Pote, how we
why
doing?
Trucker's Coach is not a moderator in here. It's just every time I've done a live feed through here, I've never, I don't do it a lot. So, all right. If anybody looked at the title, you can see tonight's subject is trucking close calls. So what we decided to do tonight is actually just talk about some stories from the road that we've had so far. I believe that Trucking Nomad over here, he has 3 years. Is that right?
Just about
Just
3
about
years.
3
Yep,
years.
I'm coming
Okay.
up on 3 years
I have
this winter.
myself. I just hit 2 years. So we're all going to be babies at it until we retire. That's pretty much how it goes. But
I hope so.
yeah, but we've all had our close calls out there, and we just wanted to share a couple of those stories. And then after we share our stories and things like that, we're going to kind of like leave it open to people and everybody else to maybe. We actually have a number that anybody can call in that might want to. We're going to do that too. We're going to take cue from the truckers coach. Sorry about that. So, all right. Let me look through the chat real quick here, make sure I got everybody that.
Looks like there's been a few more to come in.
Yeah, we got 9. We got. Oh yeah, by the way, if you're new here, please go subscribe to Trucking Nomad. How can they search you on YouTube? Is it still under Trucking Nomad?
Yeah, just YouTube search Trucking Nomads. I haven't created a custom URL yet, so just YouTube search Trucking Nomads.
Yes.
And should be right up top.
Yeah, if you go,
got a picture of W9.
Yeah, if you go check out Trucking Nomad's videos, he does have some good videos over there. He's also done some trucking fail videos now. He's jumping on that bandwagon.
Hey, we're all rookies, and if anybody learns from my mistakes,
ain't nothing wrong with that at all. I think Trucking Kiersey or Trucking Along with Trucking Kiersey's done them. Me and Michael Semi Truck Driver and Trucker B kind of started doing those, and now they're kind of spreading out, and that's kind of the point of it in the first place. You know, we didn't want. What we want to change is the attitude that the badass truckers have, right? The super truckers. You know, it's time that everybody admit that we all make mistakes out of here, and things are going to happen along the way. And nobody is a perfect truck driver. It doesn't matter if you've driven for 40 years or for 40 hours. You know, and there's always a lesson to learn, no matter how old you are. You can always learn from each other. A 2-year truck driver could easily be in a situation to teach a 40-year truck driver something new. That's just how it works. Yep. That's the way of the world. So, yes, everybody, I wanted to address something real quick before we move on. I have a few people know that Laura has been pretty ill this fishing truckers. I'm on pain pills, and I'm doing great. He just had shoulder surgery, so he has every right in the world to. My shoulder surgery was just a nick and scratch compared to what he had done. But no, Laura has been sick this weekend. We got home. I'm not sick. We got home late Friday evening, early Saturday morning, and she wasn't feeling good as it was. She was having some pain in her abdomen and her back, and somebody called me a hillbilly. And so it just got worse, and then she started running a really bad fever. Like it got, you know, she was like, it startled me when I put my hand on her back to feel how hot she was, and it was a lot more around her abdomen where the heat was coming from. So we went to the ER early Saturday morning, and it turns out she's got a really bad kidney infection, and she's had antibiotic shot there. She started taking antibiotics, but nothing has really kicked in too hard yet. Right now, we've got her plenty of Tylenol and ibuprofen, and we got the temperature down. It was like 102.7. And then now it's down to like she had just about 100, so she's barely running a fever now. But it's really messed her up bad. I'm just going to let y'all know.
Are you doing beard porn again?
Laura, I believe
I'm not delirious anymore.
Gosh. Oh, wow. I think she needs to brush her hair a little bit. So she don't like me talking about it. But guys, yeah, she is feeling a little bit better this evening, and we want to thank every single one of you guys for all your wishes and making sure, you know, she's doing well. I've been stressed out over it because this is my wife, and I love her dearly. I don't like to see her hurt. So, last night I was waking up every 2 or 3 hours and feeling and seeing how hot she was and making sure she was getting Tylenol and making sure she was controlling that fever. Now she's got AZO and cranberry juice and all the antibiotics and all that stuff. So, Laura is delirious, by the way. She is.
I see TJ said beard porn, so I think it's about that time.
Yeah.
Beard porn. A little bit of chin scruff for you. No shave November, guys. Remember that.
Mine's like no shave. Just no shave. So
hey, no shave November turns into don't shave December.
Yep,
I know.
Yep. Oh, by the way, this might be an advertisement, but if you haven't stopped by lately and got these tasty cake made by the Scoop Shop, Tasty Cake Scoop Shop, cookies and cream mini donuts. And I'm telling you, these things right here will blow your freaking socks off, man. So everybody check them out. I try not to eat too many mini donuts, or I'm going to end up with a donut around my waist. So, but these are great.
No.
You got to check them out.
Yeah, we eat entirely too many donuts on this truck. That's for sure.
Fishing Trucker said he was getting a chubby over the beards. So I feel the same way every time I look in the mirror, man. It's hard to do. So, oh my.
These days, like sexy too.
Oh my goodness. Oh my freaking goodness. Oh wow.
I don't even know what I have to create food porn with in here. Feed
ASMR.
I guess.
ASMR. These donuts are great.
Snorlord, No Shave November champion.
No Shave November champion. Yes, Snorlord is definitely the champion. So I'm going to adjust this camera just a little bit, guys. I don't have a great place to set my microphone, so I'm like, hey, I'm jumping up here and trying to get in it, but apparently it does pick up pretty well. I can turn up my gain just a little bit so I don't have to lean over to it. Somebody needs coffee. All right.
Yes.
Do you see what Tammy said? Can you read that chat? Tammy says, I have headphones on, laugh out loud. Excuse me, guys. All right.
Actually, I might have to steal.
You might have to
steal my business phone and look at this on there so I can see the comments too, because I can't see myself and the comments. I got to zoom in.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Whatever, it works. So, now let's get back to the title of this live feed. All right, now that we have 15 viewers in here, which is doing pretty good. And by the way, we got 7 likes. There should be.
That's not enough.
That's not enough. I will pull a Trucker B and do the belly dance. Yes, I will. For 16 likes. Can we get 16 likes in here? I'm watching it.
I'll tell you what. I will go ahead and do the truffle shuffle just to get us to 16 likes.
Are you serious? Are you going all the way?
I went all the way.
I'm going to do the belly roll. You know, the wave.
Oh.
The wave. I got it down. I can do it. And one of these live feeds, I'm going to go for a fire-breathing fireball as soon as I can get my hands on some. And there it is. Okay, we're at 8 likes. 8 likes. We got 18 viewers. So, we're going to get... Oh, only the lonely's got his flip-flops on, man.
Ooh.
Oh, dang, we just jumped up to 11 likes. I guess that, we're going to cut some, we're going to cut the tax off, so we're going to go. Oh, yeah. Bam, 12, got one more. That might knock them down a little bit.
Uh-oh. See what Blackbeard said.
Trouble shuffle, baby. All right, so we got, come on, people. Beat the shit out of that like button. Next time I'm gonna draw eyes on my
Oh, we're gonna go ahead and do shirts off.
I like that replay, or the you can see that on there. I get to watch
Oh
myself.
God.
Yeah, right. Tammy's like, oh my God, laugh out loud. Oh me, oh my, I got a flip flops on. Uh-oh, you sick now. Hillbilly Trucker's like, no. Nah, Hillbilly Trucker, we just playing around with... Oh, man. Alright, guys. Now let's get real for a minute. We're going to take it to the trucking close calls. Now, trucking Nomad, would you like to share your story first? That's up to you. I can go first or you can.
Oh man, you go ahead because I've got a few, so I'll kind of feed off of where yours were and kind of do something similar if I have one similar.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I've been driving 2 years, obviously, and within 2 years, you're going to have several close calls. Things happen. There's idiots that like to cut in front of you and slam on the brakes. Billy Rains is in the house. Thank you, Billy Rains, for stopping by. I appreciate it. And if y'all haven't subscribed to Billy Rains, man, you need to go out there and check out his channel. There is truly, almost, kind of close Hulk Hogan over there. I mean, you just got to go check it out to see. And also, I would like to tell Billy Rains one more thing. Give me just a second. Okay. Coco Dino Bites. I'm generic, man. You can't beat that any day. I like it when it's chocolate, by the way. Ain't nothing with that fruity stuff. So, no, Billy Rains, you go check his channel out. He's got some good content. He's also got a side channel, Adult Movie Review. You can go check that out. I'm not sure if he's put any adult movie reviews out recently, but the ones he has done are very interesting. If you like, excuse me, if you want to find something, you know, off the subject of trucking a second, that's a pretty cool channel to go to. So, also, who else we got in here? I do want to do the shout outs. Fishing Trucker, you know, he's got one arm, so he's doing it's hard for him to do any videos. The only
As long as you can still fish, that's all that matters.
One arm because of his surgery. Don't let him fool you. His other hand's always busy. Snorlord, definitely Snorlord. Snorlord's got a very, very good informative channel. He's been around for quite some time. He's definitely can answer some good questions. And all right, we also got Josh H in the house. You can go check him out. As far as I'm pretty, does Josh H content? See, I get lost sometimes. I tell you what, I get names mixed up and everything. That's just me. But I will tell you straight up right now about that and verify that. So, maybe if I actually, that ain't, no, that's not right. Here's the problem. Tell me some stories, man. I got to do something real quick. Talk to some people.
That's actually what I'm doing quite at the moment. All right. Well, you said four-wheelers cutting you off. I had one I'd say 2 weeks ago. Had down in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
That's right. So we were, come on. We were driving down there 24. I think we were going to our delivery or something like that. And yeah, this four-wheeler with a quarter-mile acceleration lane decides that it would be wonderful not to use the acceleration lane and come on before even that triangle ends at like 30 miles an hour.
Oh.
And everybody's moving 65. I don't know how many of you guys know about the newer trucks. But some of them have the radars on them, and like mine, I can see how far behind this person I am, their speed, all that stuff. By the time I got it slowed down, it said 0. It said 0
wow.
feet. So wow. I do not know how I didn't make contact, but it was definitely rough. And I did blow my air horn for a good 10 seconds or so because I figured if she was blind, she might as well be deaf too.
I like to say, hey there, Big Radio Network. Welcome to the little Wi-Fi we got going on here. So I want to talk about my close call a little bit. This happened, mind you. I had been driving less than 2 months. I was probably just right at over a month after I finished my the amount of miles I did for training. Then I had my P2 partner, which is another trainee that you go out with and you just run miles because they can run you cheap as possible and they run the crap out of you. But we had brought a load all the way from California that weighed 3,200 pounds. Okay? And mind you, this is in November. Actually, I believe it was in the first week of November, so this has been exactly about 2 years ago as we talk about it. And I actually have a video of this, and as soon as I find this video, I was hoping I could find it on here because I could actually pull it up and play it over the live stream, but I have not been able to locate it. As soon as I do, I will play it. So what happened was, we were somewhere, I'm not sure exactly where in North Carolina, but it happened to be up in elevation. It happened to be snowing, and most of the snow was sticking into the grass and stuff like that, but it had been on the road and was in the process of being melted and stuff like that. But you had these big chunky ice spots, and in between, like, you know, the lanes and stuff that had still not been ran over. It was that kind of situation. Guys, excuse me. I choked on my own spit. So
Oh, good job.
yeah, it happens all the time. I'm clumsy, man. Can't even talk without tripping over my own words. So we were headed down. It was a 3-lane road, and just imagine that I'm in the middle, and mind you, the speed limit's 65, and my top end was 50 miles an hour, and I think that's the fastest I got. I was trying to generally stay around 45 miles an hour, and I was trying with the radar and everything, because it will tell you that if you got 7 seconds distance, I was trying to keep at least 10 seconds distance. So being light like that, you know that, and any experienced truck driver, anybody that's driven long enough or at least been to school, should know that if you're light like that, especially on slick surfaces. The other guy is Trucking Nomad, Billy. He's been on here quite a while, not too long, but he's been on here. He's got some good videos out there. You should go check him out, Billy.
Actually, I've seen Billy in a couple of the chats. I used to be known as Wandering Nomad, but since my wife and I have kind of merged our channels, we're known as Trucking Nomads now.
Yes. So back to the story. There, we're going down the road. I'm in the middle lane. There's two cars. There's a car coming by, and I can see in my mirror another car a little bit further behind it. There's plenty of traffic over here to my right, going by too, passing on the right. Isn't that amazing? But anybody knows that if you're light like that, especially on a slick surface, if you have to stop, you need to stab brake, because you don't have nothing to grip the road with. Like, it's kind of a trade-off. Even if you're heavier, you might get better grip, because there was concrete there, mind you, but it was spots of slush and things like that. But I was extremely light. So the first car goes by on my left-hand side, and I see the other one coming, and then that first one gets a little bit further forward, and I'm just cruising along, and all of a sudden, now I'm looking this way in the corner of my eye, I catch something, and I look, and that first car gone by was quite a ways ahead of me now, and hit a huge spot of slush, and suddenly she did about 3 donuts and ended dead in my center lane. I had cars on the right, I had cars on the left. Her door was facing me, so she ended up stopped and facing left, and I'm headed straight for her door. Now, I had cars on. The first thing my instinct came from school. I started just giving a little bit of brake to test the road, test my grip. And I knew if I hit too hard, I could jackknife either way and take out traffic. So it was just stab. And this funny thing, if you hear the original audio in the video, you can hear me going stab. It just kind of is how I learned, and I kept that in my head. So I start trying to slow down, and it's not, I'm not slowing down very much, and I got a car to my left and a lot of traffic on my right-hand side. So I was stuck pretty much at this point. So all I can do is just try my best to slow down enough before I get to her to either hit her as softly as possible or not hit her at all. And I knew there wasn't no way I was going to stop completely. The best option I have would be try to get around her. So at the very last moment, man, I mean, it was just the very, very last moment, that car on my left-hand side was able to get by, and I had nothing else left. I had no other cars over there, and I turned the steering wheel. I didn't try to jerk it or anything. I just turned it to get it going up in that other lane. And dude, she was like sitting there, and I literally just right by her front. Now, mind you, the trailer itself ended up catching the front end of her car, tore her bumper off and spun her around a couple more times. And I just went straight from there to the inside shoulder because there was enough gap there to get off the road. So the first thing I did, I told my teammate, I was like, get on the phone with PTO right now, because I wanted to help this lady out. This lady was sitting like a duck in the middle of traffic in a congested area where there was snow on the road. So I get my vest on, I get out, and I wait for breaks in traffic. I get over to her. What happened, what helped us out, was another trucker, which I really appreciate this guy. This guy comes and actually blocks. He comes in that lane and pulls out to the right so his trailer is behind her all the way over to the shoulder, and he's blocking her from any traffic from actually going in that direction and hitting her and causing a major pileup or something, killing her or something. And she'd already overcome it once already, because if that car hadn't moved, or if there had been more traffic there, she would have been hurt very badly or dead. Fortunately enough, I did get by her. But once that truck blocked all that traffic, I went over to her. I was like, we got to get you out of the road now. And her bumper was still attached and kind of hanging off. And if I just grabbed it and shoved it back in, like so it would hold up and not drag on the road. And the car was still running. So I was like, get to the shoulder. We got her to the shoulder. She was pretty shaken up. But I went over there. We were waiting for the police to get there, which took quite some time because there was probably accidents all over the place, because I think it was kind of one of them situations where it wasn't really forecast to snow a lot, and it ended up snowing a bunch right at the worst time, and traffic was chaos and everything. And if you hadn't hit that like button, please go smash the like button, guys. I would appreciate it. Also, so I go over there. She's super nice, man. She was like, you can come sit in the car while we're waiting on the cops. And I sat and talked to her, and she happened to be driving her friend's car. So her friend's car got jacked up. And she admitted right away, she was like, she's like, I should not have been going that fast. Because if I was doing about 45, 50 miles an hour, she'd come past me at least doing, a good 10 miles an hour faster than me. So you're looking at doing 60 miles an hour with a rear-wheel drive vehicle on very slick surfaces. So, that throttle, her going that, spun her out. And we sat there and talked. She was super nice. The cops came there, and they gave me, they wrote it down as a what is it called again? Nomad? It's a
non-preventable.
Non-preventable. And it was written down as the weather conditions, and somebody else was, spun out and ended up in my lane. But they, that woman, she praised me, and she for doing the best of my ability to keep from hitting her like that, and just snagging her was not a big deal. It could have been a lot worse, and I'm fortunate it wasn't, because that's one thing as a truck driver, I'm sure that none of us want. We don't want to have a death on our conscience. It's just something that's, it's a reality that some truck drivers have had to deal with, and even, it wasn't their fault or anything, but still, do you want to live every day knowing that you killed somebody with the truck, even though you did everything perfect and it still happened, but you still have to live with that.
There's a lot of people that do.
Yeah. There's
a lot of people that do live with that.
And I wouldn't doubt if there's somebody in here right now that's been through something like that, and that was, and being the fact that I had only driven for about 6 weeks, but hey, the training came into play, and that's what I'm fortunate for. Like, I mean, bam, it hit me what to have to do. Um,
Yeah.
I like Billy Raines, like, you would have snatched your soul, Red Monkey. Maybe the evil monkey would have. But guys, I'm telling you, I wonder what's going to turn out of Patty and the monkey. You know, things happen when you have relations. You never know what can happen when you have relations.
I mean, technically, we don't even know yet if Tater's dead or missing.
That's
So
right,
technically,
right,
it's already cheating.
right. We don't know if he's dead or not. Also, you know, from what I understand, Evil Monkey, he has his CDL. I mean, he could be out there driving right now, and being an evil monkey, who knows what he's gonna do.
And that was in my opinion, that was the quote of the entire thing. And not to give it away for those of you guys who haven't watched it, go watch it. But not to give away too much, but when she asked if the monkey had his CDL and he said yes, her response was on point. How convenient.
Exactly, how convenient.
Or that's convenient or something.
Hey, William Worthington's in the house. Can everybody give William Worthington a smack on that ass? What's up there, angry man? Angry man. I appreciate you subscribing to me, William Worthington. I do like the character you play on your Willie's Pub that you have. So we have a guy named Ryan Christopher Wagner. I just got here, and what are y'all talking about? Trucking close calls. I just shared a story about the time a person spun out in the snow in front of me, and I was she was very, very fortunate that she didn't get killed, because at the last moment I was able to get around her. Yes, William Worthington is new here. Oh my. So, who else we got in here? We got Dogbone 17 Jackson. What is up? What is up with you? We also, let's look through here a minute. We're going to check out a few people and see what we got. We're just going to look through that. Matter of fact, I'm not going to do it on here. I'm going to do it on my nice Samsung S10.
That's fine. I'm sitting here, watching, obviously, myself, making sure I stay in frame on my phone, and then I've got the burner phone sitting up on the dash.
So,
I'm sorry, it's not a burner phone. It's my business line for brokers,
right,
but
yeah.
Still. So that way I can see the comments up there on my dash.
Oh, I just seen that Billy Raines said Neo is a good moderator. The thing about moderating in here, there's a few that I've picked. We'll see how those work out. I'm not going to pick any more new ones. Maybe we'll have a few more live feeds with some more people, some more guests, and see how it goes. And the one thing, me and Trucking Nomad, we spend a lot of time talking on the phone. And let me tell you one thing about Trucking Nomad. He's been super, super supportive of, first of all, asking how Laura was today. Also, I'd like to thank Anthony Blackbeard. They texted us and asked to make sure she was doing all right out of nowhere this morning. And I appreciate that, guys. It's nice that you people actually show us some love like that. It just kind of blows my mind a little bit, and I just want to say how humble I am of the experience of people checking out to make sure Laura is okay.
It is. It kind of feels like that brotherhood that I heard about, that I've been told was dead and that I've seen is definitely dying. But then you get like a group of us here that just seem to care about our fellow man and our fellow driver. And it's awesome to see.
Yeah, that brings up something. A few weeks ago, a couple months ago, I was into bashing one particular YouTuber. I'm not going to give him credit, and nobody put his name in the chat because he doesn't deserve the credit. And y'all know who I'm talking about. Billy tends to get our names mixed up a lot, but y'all know who I'm talking about. And once I had said, oh, I'm not going to do any more videos about drama, and then he said something about military veterans, and being a vet himself, it was something really just, it was not nice of him to say, and it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And then I did a video, and then I was like, man, I just don't want to do it no more, because I don't like the response of getting subscribers because certain people like drama, and then when you don't want to do it anymore, those, they go away. I want subscribers that are wanting to join this family, of having a good time, being nice to each other, and sharing information, and trying to better the trucking industry in a positive way, because we can't just yell at somebody and expect them to do something different. The best way to get somebody to do something different is to show them how to do it differently, and then show them the benefits of why doing it differently is going to help change things. So, and that's kind of like become my whole mind process since, I decided to try to do something real with my channel instead of, just making videos and then a few videos and then talking drama about somebody. So, that's kind of, I just want to thank everybody that's kept up and checked on Laura. Laura is hopefully getting better. She does feel a little bit better, but she's still been running a fever, and we've tried to control it. And I'll be honest with you, once we get this load up to Whitestown, which I have to leave for in a few hours, once we get it there, if her temperature isn't breaking, because she's been on antibiotics long enough and she had a shot, if her temperature is not getting any better and she's still running the temperature, then something's not working right, and she might need like maybe some IV antibiotics and maybe some, because you can go septic from these things, and that can take your life. And I love my wife too. I mean, I've been worried the last 2 days. I've never seen her this sick since we've been together, and it's just had me very concerned. And
for those of you that are just joined the stream, this man right here deserves a like for the love he has for his wife. Punch that like button, guys.
Hey guys, I appreciate that, man. I do appreciate that drastically.
So, if anybody's looking to join the NNNWO, that's a club I'm starting right now. So text
Damn,
me.
Billy. Did you hear that the NNNWO? Is that the new NWO? So you're going above the new NWO. Oh, man. She got you on that one, Billy.
There she is. Hi, Laura.
So, all right. Hi, my name is Chicka Red Monkey. She may have to go back, and if not better. You're exactly right. That's what I'm worried about. Like, because all last night, I'm telling you, I've never felt a fever where, like, I put my hand on her and I was like, oh, it just like caught me off guard the first time. And then all night last night, I woke up every 2 hours, and all I did, just pull her shirt up in the back, because the fever is like mainly around here because it's a. Yeah, Billy, that's a shot. I'm just messing with you. You have to ask Laura too. She's the one that said it, not me. The Nude World Order. I thought it was the National Wussy Organization, but
No drama.
Oh no, guys, don't take us seriously. Billy's a really good dude. I remember one day I talked to Billy for about an hour on the phone, and all we did was talk about music the whole time, and it was really enjoyable. And Billy, you're welcome to call me anytime. Send me a message or send me a text. But yeah, she was really hot around her midsection, and her forehead was like burning up, and it's just yeah, and it was bothersome, and it's still bothersome. All night I was just checking on her every 2 hours, and baby, here, take some more. We didn't have a bottle of Tylenol at the time. We had we had aspirin in what you call the goodie powders. It has aspirin, Tylenol, and caffeine. So she was taking a couple of those every few hours, and it wasn't completely working. She was sweating, and I was like, baby, you have to uncover, because she wanted to keep covered because she had the chills so bad. But I had to try to keep pestering her, and she was she got irritated with me. But she's still, she's feeling a little bit better in the last few hours. But I'm just going to keep an eye on her, guys. And once again, we do appreciate everybody showing your concern and your wishes and your get well wishes and things like that. So,
by the way, this Arizona green tea with ginseng and honey is actually really good when you're not feeling well. # not sponsored.
Okay. Hey, Trucking Nomad, I want you to take it over for a
Yeah.
second and let's talk about something. Maybe you can go through the comments, or you got a story or something like that. I got to do something and step off camera for just 1 second, but I am not going anywhere. I'll be right back.
Hey, that's fine. So I had I don't know if Red Monkey has had any personal solo close calls that didn't involve anything or anybody else, but I did have one. I think it was my first winter out. I was still driving for Swift, and so I was coming across Nebraska, coming back for home time. I was living in Denver at the time, and coming across Nebraska, and I saw the cattle haulers getting off. For those of you guys that don't know, if the cattle haulers get off the highway, you do too. If it's not safe for them to drive, and those guys drive through anything at 90 mile an hour. So I followed them off the highway to this little mom and pop truck stop. Or my attempt was. So I go to get off this exit ramp. It was snowing real bad. Barely see the roads. Everything was blowing. I mean, wind was pretty bad. So I go to get off at this exit. Mind you, I'm only doing 35, 40 on the highway anyway. But I go to get off the highway, and I had it slowed down to about 20 mile an hour or something like that for an exit that was like 45 miles an hour. So it's just this little miniature 5-degree angle dog leg turn or curve to get to the stop sign. Well, I went to go curve right, and my truck kept going straight. Thankfully, it was only a close call, because as soon as I hit the rumble strip there on the exit ramp, I guess I gained some traction, or maybe it was a dry spot. But I regained traction, and that was a lifesaver, because I was heading straight for that grass and that little triangle median between the highway and the exit ramp. So I learned real quick now to get off the road before that situation comes up. There's no need, for those of you guys who are new to trucking, there is no need to put your life in danger for the sake of a load. There is no load. I don't care if you're carrying 26 pallets of the new Apple iPhone X or X1, or I don't know. I'm not an Apple person, but I don't care if you're carrying $100 million of freight in the back. There is no load that is worth your life. So get off the road before, get off before you wreck. It's just not worth it. And I hope those of you guys that have been driving for a while will agree with me. If not, let me know what I can do different. I would love to learn from you guys. That's what we're here for. That's what this family's all about. We want to, we want to make sure you guys are safe and learning from our mistakes. Let's see. Actually, I see something. I saw a comment come up here. What's MLAATW, Nomad? All right, so that's my wife's. That's a good question, Billy. That is my wife's videos. She has a series that she's working on called My Life as a Trucker's Wife. That's what MLAATW is. It's I jokingly call it Mulatwa. But yeah, it's My Life as a Trucker's Wife. Basically, she chronicles what life is like as a trucker's wife. Oh, okay. Don't worry about what's on the screen, guys. So, yeah. So, basically, she spent the better part of the first 2.5 years that I was on the road. She spent the better part of that at home. She'd come out with me from time to time. She was taking care of her mom who was sick, and now she's on the truck. So that's kind of about what she notices on that side. So that's what My Life as a Trucker's Wife is about. Let's see. Oh, there she goes. She actually responded to that. Oops, I missed that. Shout out to all the mega carriers who lost their Qualcomms today. Well, yeah, but they figured out how to use the flux capacitor. Didn't know any of them could do 88, but from what I've been seeing on Facebook, a lot of them went back to 2000. I mean, I'd like to know from them if things have gotten better since then. So let's see. Unless your DM really wants it there. Yeah. Counseling Nomad says counseling is my game. That's true. By trade, she is a counselor. That's why she doesn't have a CDL. She's a counselor by trade. So, so it's kind of for her, she's all but dissertation on her doctorate degree. So she's kind of hesitant to throw away $100,000 worth of education for a $3,000 CDL. So, let's see, no load too hot that won't cool off in the ditch. Well, yeah, that's amen to that. Only the lonely. I love that. That's a great, the thing that I learned was, it's better for a load to get there late than not get there at all. Customer will be less unhappy if it's late rather than not getting there.
What is going on?
Oh, all right, guys. Scooter break.
Scooter break. Everybody say hi to Scooter. If you like Scooter, please go hit that like button. And if you're new here, also subscribe. Or, as Philip DeFranco says, he'll punch you in the throat. Anybody watch Philip DeFranco? I watch Philip DeFranco just to keep up with some of the internet.
I used to.
He's a little different than he used to be, but I still like watching. He's got like a podcast show now he has on the side. It's pretty good. Okay, get down, buddy. Did y'all see that sign I put up that said it's okay to have a brain fart because I have them all the time. So I have brain diarrhea. So
well, you guys got a scooter break. So come here.
Scooter, you're getting love, buddy.
It's time for a Raven break.
Raven break.
Oh.
Let me see. Where's
she just
at?
Wants to cuddle.
Where's she at? I can't. I'm gonna have to pull this screen
She
down.
just wants to cuddle. It's a little delay, so you'll see it. Raven break.
Your signal kind of dropped off a little bit when you did that.
Raven, what are you doing messing with my signal?
Everybody said hello, Scooter.
There she is. Back.
Doggy. Yes.
Back on. There she is.
So another thing I wanted to mention while in the chat, people, all my moderators that are in the chat, you know that it's okay with me that people disagree with things and stuff like that, but just take out anything if somebody's being just blatantly like I wouldn't say verbally abusive.
Sorry, but it's time to pause. You have to take a look at this comment. Somebody special has entered the chat.
Hey son, I still remember when you found me in bed with Patty and whooped my ass. You caught me with my pants down that time, but I'll catch you again. I'll kick your monkey ass. Oh my goodness, that is great, guys. That's great. Andy the Monkey, that is awesome. That is so awesome. I do appreciate that.
Oh, hey, Andy.
Oh, my goodness.
And that's how you know a fan. Andy himself created a
And
created
Andy
a
also
YouTube
just
page.
created a name for the monkey, other than being a red monkey. You know, red monkey is a... Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, apparently his name's Andy. Huh? That's... Huh? What'd you say? Oh, no. Andy the monkey. Hey, son, like red monkey. No. Okay, I remember when you found me in the bed with Patty and whooped my ass. Oh, that's Andy's the... Yes, Andy's the other monkey that you were caught in bed with.
But Ratty was the original.
Ratty's the original monkey, guys.
Uh-oh.
Ratty. If you can go back to some of my older videos, you'll see Ratty. We actually had some endings to the videos with Ratty in them. Also...
Do I need to look away while Patty and Tater have their
Andy
fight?
said, "Hey, baby girl." I'm getting upset. Oh, so, all right, Council Nomad. Your mama said, "Yo, mama." So what? Oh man, that's good. All right, that was good. So let me go back and look at some of these comments here. Okay, so tonight we thought we'd do something a little similar to kind of other people have done before. We do have a phone line actually set up for anybody to... Oh, Trucker's Coach is back. Trucker's Coach, do I have permission to do call-ins? Trucker's Coach. Hey, thanks, Trucker's Coach, for stopping in. If you'll go back a few bit in the comments, just a few comments back, you'll see probably one of the most hilarious things I've seen in a chat for a while. And it's so funny. Oh man. Hey, Trucker's Coach, we're going to do kind of a thing that you do, but we're not going to be anywhere near as professional at it. We're just wanting, if anybody wants to call in, if you have any kind of trucking close calls you could share. Also, if you have anything else you want to talk about, just bring up a comment. Trucker's Coach says he doesn't care. I'm going to pull above and be like, this is brought to you by Trucker's Coach TV. Also, no. So,
Hashtag not sponsored.
No. Hashtag not sponsored. So, next gen, have you hit the like button today? We are up to 20 likes, guys. If you wouldn't mind, we have 22nd concurrent viewers. That means somebody's being lazy. I'm going to come out and say it. You're being lazy. I mean, it's not that hard.
Hit
guys.
that little X
if
button
you're
on the
watching
chat.
the video, all you got to do is
2 taps. Click that X button on the
bam.
chat. Click
Guys,
that
and
thumbs
if you
up.
are subscribed to me, have you hit that bell today so you can get notified when I do drop a crazy video? So we have actually, I've been thinking about some stuff today. I'm thinking about sitting down and writing out some scenes to a new movie that we can do. We have some plot lines. We have a few plot lines. I've had some help with some plot lines. I've had people give me ideas, and I do appreciate that. Also, if I'm willing to take some ideas. Also, here's what we're going to do. We have a phone number that you guys can call in on. I'm going to check something real quick. Make sure I got this. Profile not complete. Complete my profile. Hold on just a second. I guess I have to do this
You
real
don't
quick.
have to have that on.
Okay. So, yes, the phone number, and we're going to open up these phone lines. You can call in, and we can talk about anything. I preferably, like people to come in and share their trucking close calls. That would be great. So the phone number is 865-272-9990. If you turn that upside down, you get
0666.
which is my my stamp.
Papa is watching.
Papa is watching. If anybody hasn't checked out the band Ghost, please go do so. So, if you would like to call in, if somebody could please put that in the chat that I just said, that would be 865-272-9990. Could you please put that in the chat for me, guys? So, you know, maybe we'll get some calls, maybe we won't. We just want some people to come in, maybe share their stories. So, thank you for sharing that out there. So, okay. Alrighty. Thank you, Fishing Trucker. Fishing Trucker, why don't you call in, buddy? You're lit like a 4th of July Christmas tree. That would be great. I think I gotta fix something here. Is anything wrong with the wait, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Okay. Fishing Trucker, why don't you call that number? Matter of fact, Fishing Trucker, you can call me on my other line. You do have my phone number. Truck driver version of Crossroads with you and another.
By the way,
that would be nice.
Trucker's coach, if you are still in here, I just want to say thank you. Prior to me purchasing a truck, which is the reason why I'm leaving the company I'm at, you are the reason that I came to Crete.
Oh, all right.
So
we got a call from I'm gonna show this out. If it'll hold on, Billy Rains via side.
Oh, Billy Rains.
All right. Oh, it said missed call. Hey.
Way to hang up on Billy Rains.
How you doing? Guess it's Red Monkey Trucking. Do I know who this is? Of course. Oh, hold on. It's not. Go ahead. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead and talk. Let's see if I got a good audio here.
First time, long time listener, first time caller.
Bring it a little bit closer.
Is it on your headphones?
No, it's.
We'll be on the show with you, Mr. Eric, or Red Monkey, or I'm nervous. I don't know what to call you.
Hey, give me just a second, man. I'm trying to figure out what's up with this daggone phone. It's not coming through on speaker. Hey, call back in just a second.
No, it's coming through. It's coming through. It's just not loud.
It's not coming. Hold on a second. What's it not? Is it not coming through on this? Hold on just a second. I have to get the pro over here to fix this. I got other calls coming through also. Jason Pote, Trucker's Coach, if you'll give me a second and finish this phone call, you can go ahead and call in. Billy Rains has already called in first. All right, try now.
Yeah, can you hear me?
There you go. There we go. Yeah,
There you go.
ahead.
Yep, I hear you.
So anyway, I was going to tell you about a close call I had in Arkansas
Okay.
a few weeks ago. I got to my, it was actually in a parking lot at a truck stop. I just eaten a really good meal. The best tater tots I'd ever had in my life. But anyway, I went back to my truck and I was going to get in it, and I farted and I almost crapped myself.
Hey, Billy, that is a close call.
And it was a super close call. Like, I was walking really funny back to the truck stop to try to get it back. I mean, it was
It
close.
keeps kicking it back
I
off.
barely made it.
Yeah, it does.
It was a big close call.
Yeah, that's a bad one, Billy. You don't want that to happen.
I also almost killed myself the other day on a guardrail because I was driving too early in the morning, and I was looking through my mirror, and I don't know why the lane assist didn't go off, but I started gliding, and I looked up just in time and swerved back into the road, and it set off my thing, and the company called, and they were really mean to me, but I lived.
Why were they so mean to you? Just giving you crap?
Because they didn't understand why I went off the road. While I was in the median, I was like, I don't know, man. My lane is. I was looking in my mirror because it was super early, and I was trying to see what they were doing, and it was just a dumb mistake. Anyway,
Hey,
I appreciate it. I'll get off the line so you can get more people.
Hey.
Like I said, long-time listener, first-time caller. Appreciate everything you do, Monkey. You have a good night.
Hey, Billy, I appreciate you, man. That was Billy Rains, good guy. Yeah, Trucker's Coach, Billy had already called in. If you want to go ahead and try to call back in, Trucker's Coach, feel free to do so. We'll take your call any day.
Don't answer it on there.
first off, since I know he can't hear me except on the delay that's on the thing, make sure you thank him for me for helping me find Crete.
Oh, you talking about Billy?
No,
Oh, Jason did.
Jason, Trucker's coach.
Helped you find. Hey, that's good.
Yeah, his channel was one of the reasons I decided to come here.
That's awesome to hear. Wait, if you
I don't know if he'll be able to hear me because it's on delay from our call to the live feed.
Yeah, right. I get that, but I'm sure he'll hear it now. Actually, there is that him? Yeah, this is Trucker's coach, guys. He's calling in, which makes me feel awesome, man. Trucker's coach is a really good dude, Jason Pope. What's up, Jason? How you doing, man?
Hey, fine. Hey, call-in show one-on-one. Let me tell you something.
Right.
Turn the call waiting off.
Exactly.
Turn it off, or it will interfere with your show.
Yeah.
Turn it off.
Well, what happened was it actually kicked it off of speakerphone when you were trying to call in with Billy. But hey, I do appreciate that. You got any close calls you want to talk about, or anything else you want to talk about?
I don't have anything, man. I had a car off an exit ramp one time about sideswiped me like a fool, but
Right.
other than that, I mean, no, I always leave a lot of cushion, and I haven't really had very many coast calls in 20 years. I really haven't. Be honest with you. Now, I've had some weird offloads and some weird places to back into, and I've had some crazy stuff like that, but as far as close calls out on the road, I haven't had a whole lot of them.
Well, most of my close calls have been other drivers acting stupid, which you're always going to have. That's never going to be something that goes away. So that is why, Jason, you're talking about leaving that cushion, because the situation I was talking about with the woman spinning out in front of me. If I hadn't had that cushion, she would be dead.
There you go.
Yeah.
Always leave yourself an out, man. I mean, people think the Smith system's done, man, but they teach it for a reason. Leave yourself an out. Always look ahead. All that stuff that they teach you in that thing, and I've done it 40. I don't know how many times I've went through the Smith system, but you always got to look ahead. Leave yourself an out, and that's one of the most important things about it is always doing that. If you do that, relatively, you'll be trouble free. But I mean, you always got to expect the unexpected.
Oh, for sure, man. Definitely. And one thing I see, a matter of fact, I'm not going to mention any names, but the other day, one of these guys that I've did a live feed with before, back a while back. This was before I started growing my channel, really. And he used to work at PTL, and this guy, he's one of those people that you do everything you can to give an advice or anything like that, and he's one of those that just doesn't listen at all. He just wants to do his own thing. And I knew, like when I told him to avoid a certain program, because it's not good to do, and then he was like, oh, I got it, and he failed at it, it was destined to fail. And I told him, I warned him, but he didn't listen. I've been seeing some of his videos, and the way he's talking about driving, he almost pretty much every time admit to running illegal. And I told him, if his company ever gets audited, it's going to be over with, and it's going to go against him, because ultimately it's his decision too. But he was also getting complacent, and I even made a comment to Laura about 4 or 5 days ago. I was like, this guy's going to end up crashing, but he just posted a video yesterday, the fact that he tore up a guardrail and tore up the whole side of his truck. And the reason he said it was because he had a trailer tire blow and didn't realize it. And I'm sorry, but I mean, I've had a trailer tire blow. It just don't really, I mean, if every one of them go, that trailer would go around. But it just seems to me that he was using it as excuse, you know what I mean? Because the trailer tire goes, it doesn't really mess with your control, of the vehicle. But
well, depending on which one it is, if it's an outside tire, it can sometimes.
Yeah, I mean,
right,
yeah. I get that. I mean, but the situation, the way he told the story, you can kind of tell dude's just full of shit to begin with, and excuse my language, people. the thing is, I could tell he was getting complacent and big-headed about stuff. And now he tore up a whole guardrail, damn near went over a cliff. Luckily, the guardrail held him, but he tore up the whole side of his truck and everything. And I'm not gonna mention any names, but I mean, I don't want to do that. But the guy, I wish he would listen to people that try to help him. But he wants to do it his own way, and he's gonna learn the hard way. You know, I wouldn't be the way I am if
some
I.
people you can't teach. I mean, some people, we run into that a lot, and the best thing that I can tell them is when you stop learning, throw away the keys, and he needed to throw away the keys right then because he knew everything. And there's other people on YouTube that know everything, you know, and I don't need to tell you who that is. So
Right, exactly.
There's people on YouTube that know absolutely everything. And I have not mastered this craft. I've been doing this for 20 years, and I've never mastered this. And I learn something new every week, sometimes every day. I learn something new. I learn a new way to do an old trick, or you know, or something. I learn something every day. And when you stop learning, you need to turn your keys because you're going to hurt somebody. And that's these people who are
20-year rookie.
Illegal. They're doing these things. There's the same people that are complaining about ELDs and wanting to have protests. Well, here's my thing for the protest. So I'm actually going to do a video about this. I'll give you a little bit of the punchline. If the hours of service is set one way, it doesn't matter about the method that you give the hours of service, whether it's paper or whether it's ELD. ELD just streamlines it, makes it easy. Is your complaint with the ELD or paper, or are you basically just saying, hey, let me cheat? You're basically saying, hey, let me cheat because I want to run illegal.
Right.
So quit trying to say that it's the ELD's fault. Just say, hey, we want to run roughshod and we want to be illegal. Your problem is the hours of service. Your problem is not paper logs versus e-logs.
Yep.
But you have people out here that complain about that because they want to run roughshod. They want to run illegal.
Well, Coach, you know I've felt the same exact way about that too. I mean, it's obvious.
Yeah, I mean, if you run a piece of paper the exact same way, it's perfectly legal to a T to the ELD. You actually save time with the ELD because the paper log makes you do what? The log makes it 15-minute increments, correct?
Yep.
Well, the E-log gives you right at the time that it takes, right? So whether that's 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 6 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever that is, versus 15 minutes. So you actually save time during the day using ELD if you're running legal.
Exactly, if you're running
instead
legal.
of protesting ELDs, just go to Washington and say, you know what, screw it, I want to run illegal. That's what they're doing.
That's right.
That's what they're doing.
I mean, another thing is, I mean, it takes time just to do the actual, you know, the paper log itself more than just reaching up and hitting a button. I mean, everything is streamlined. You know what I mean? It just makes things easy. So, and I'll be honest, I started with ELD, so I don't, but I've, you know, in school and everything, and now I have to know how to do a paper log, obviously, but I'd much rather hit a button on this ELD than get out that book and sit down and have to write the time out. You know?
That's true.
And I hope everybody on Qualcomm knows how to run on paper.
Sure. And to the guy that you have on the side of you there, we helped you out with getting your truck. I mean, that's what we're here to do, and I'm glad you found value in our channel. I'm glad you found value in what we do. I mean, we have not perfected the call-in show, but we have a fairly successful one, and I invite everybody to do call-in shows if you would like to do call-in shows. It's just the, you know, everybody has to have their niche where we call in and we give people trucking information. You can do call-in shows about what you're doing here today, and you can have a successful one. It's just, you know, that's what we're here for. We're here to help drivers succeed. That's just what we do.
You know, and Coach, I have to say also, you know, Trucking Nomad already said, you know, he appreciates your help. He had watched you before he even got into trucking, and actually you helped inspire him and make his decision to get into the trucking industry. And also from myself, and come to Crete, you know, and from myself, you know that I appreciate what you do, Coach, and you know that you've helped me on the side, knowing that I was kind of down and stuff, you know, and but you know, I appreciate everything, Coach. You know that, and I also you're right about I like what we're doing tonight on this show, coming up with the title like Trucking Close Calls. You know, everybody's going to have them out here, and you know the reason that me and Michael, semi truck driver, and Trucker Beast started doing the trucking fail videos is because nobody talks about the incidents they have themselves. They're always out here with the camera pointing at somebody else that's having an incident, you know? And
Yep.
I want to see that. I would love to see that change. I can't stand to see somebody pointing a video at Swift or whoever it may be. They try their best to get in the video. I'd like to see them get out and help them and tell them, hey, I had this kind of situation before. This is what you can do to avoid this next time. You know, that's all it takes.
They're just more interested in becoming viral.
Good luck, and I appreciate you guys letting me call in and flatter my mouth for a little bit tonight.
Right.
And,
No problem, Coach.
We'll see you guys Monday night in the live call-in show. We'll see you guys later.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Coach.
So, everybody, yes, that's were you able to hear him? Like, immediate?
I heard him. I heard him
Okay.
perfectly.
So you were, yeah, right there on there. Okay. So, yeah, guys, that's Trucker's Coach. Everybody knows who that is. And Jason Pope, he's, let me tell you something a little bit about Jason Pope, the kind of person he is, right away. The first time that he saw my channel, and then I had talked to him in the, on a chat, and the first thing he did, he knew I was in Murray, Kentucky at the, that's where our main terminal is. The first thing he said, hey man, if you want to, you can come on out to our house. It's like 30 minutes away from Murray, and come have dinner and hang out and talk and stuff about the trucking industry. That was the first thing he said to me. You know, not knowing me from Tom, Dick, or Harry. And so if you change a couple words in that, it's easily Tom's, Dick, is Harry. So don't ever do that. But anyway, you know, it's amazing. Like, it's amazing that people can be so nice out here, man. And that's what we're trying to get at, man. I'm just really, seriously, you know, y'all have seen what drama has done to people. They're, you know, it can get you in some serious trouble. And I just don't want to do that stuff no more. And there's people on board with me that don't want to do that stuff no more. And there's so many people out there that they don't have as much of a voice on YouTube because when the drama is obviously more clickable, it changes the analytics of YouTube where that's what gets shown the most before you get to see the other channels that are really nice channels. So, you know, guys, is anybody in here that has that number? Put it in the chat. It's 865-272-9990. You can call in. We can talk about anything you want to talk about. All right?
And while you're waiting for somebody to call in, I have a quick shout out. I see Yvonne Lunsford, you're in the chat. Thank you so much for coming in. She's been a subscriber of mine since before the Asian My Show, I think. Wow. And she had some questions about coming to Crete and everything. I think she decided against it, but you know, going to school and all that stuff. So I really appreciate you coming in, Yvonne. Good to see you here.
Hey, I think we got the Hensley Show in here. We got we also have Once Upon a Time in YouTube Trucking, digging the positive vibes. Once Upon a Time in YouTube Trucking. That's such a long name. I've watched your videos that you put out, and you know, I really like the fact that what you're doing is putting out the good channels, and that's kind of the same thing we're trying to do here, is get positive vibes out there, overcome those analytics, push the positivity, and this way, you know, everybody can come together and maybe do something to help change the industry a little bit. You know, it's possible, guys, if we all come together. Because who's going to say no to 3.5 million truck drivers that want something changed? That's all. That's a, you know.
We just have to all come together.
Obviously, it's a huge feat, and it's pretty unlikely, but it's not impossible. Just remember that it is not impossible. All right.
Also, I want to shout out real quick, Lucifer. You know, Lucifer with a stutter. He's a personal friend of mine. I've known him now for, gosh, probably a year and a half or better, and glad to see you come over here. I know I got you into my channel. I'm glad you were able to find me over here.
Logic Neo, you said, Willie, we will not have that in here. Did Willie say something? I'm not worried about if someone is talking crap in here, just time them out. You know, put them in timeout. If they continue up with, you know, it's not that look at Billy Rain.
Oh, it wasn't anything
You know,
bad.
hey, that's
I just
fine.
went back through the chat.
That's
He just
fine,
told
Billy
Hensley
Rains,
he
if
loves
you
him.
feel that way. You know, I have nothing against how your opinion is. You know, and you're always welcome in here. You ain't gonna hurt my feelings by saying something like that. Billy Rains, I like it when he talks about me in his videos. He can talk that crap all he wants to. I appreciate it.
William Worthington has been calling, and Karen Price sent a text.
I've been called William Worthington. I've been calling. Has he got the right number? Are you saying you've been calling the number, William?
Yeah. I was just trying to find call waiting. I can't.
Did he call though?
Somebody called, yeah.
Well, then I ain't worried about the call waiting.
Well, been calling and tried
Yeah,
once is
right.
not the same thing.
Hey, William Worthington, if you want to try again and call, we were just trying to figure out how to turn the call waiting off on here. We'll figure it out maybe for next time. So, is that me, Hensley? Yeah. There you go, Logic Neo. I appreciate you. You can call in again, Willie. You're welcome to call in and say anything you feel. We try to keep it as clean as we can. I don't want no, oh, this person did this, Logic Neo did this to me. This is not what this show is about. This is about talking about good things in trucking. You can share a trucking close call. And I believe this is him calling in right now. We'll see who it is. 1 second. Who do we got? Welcome to the Monkey What this show is called, by the way, is called No Monkey Business. Okay?
I don't know what the hell it's called, but I'm just telling you, it's Willie.
Hey, Willie. How's it going, man?
It's doing all right. What are you doing, man? Red Monkey, let me tell you something. I've just started watching your channel. I loved the Halloween thing that you guys did. That was fucking awesome. I really got a kick out of it, and it was great.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. You know, I tell you this, you know, good things come out in short periods. Sometimes they say, like, some artist that writes a song or something like that. Some of the best songs were like written in like 5 minutes, you know, things like that.
Right.
I was sitting here one day and I was trying to think of ideas to do for something we already had the suit, obviously, but I was trying to think of a concept.
So, I mean, what kind of suit? You talking about the monkey suit?
Yeah.
Well,
that was a real monkey.
What suit you talking about? You
No.
talking about that little bear suit with a monkey suit?
That wasn't a
Yeah,
suit.
the monkey suit. We had that, but the thing was,
I know you had that goddamn monkey suit. Come on, man.
no.
What are you doing with a fucking monkey suit?
What I'm saying, Willie, let me talk, Willie.
Listen. You just said I had it for a long time. What the fuck you doing with a monkey suit, man?
Everybody, my wife has an obsession. I will put that out there. She likes furries.
I mean, come on, man.
Hey, can we get a TTD in the chat? TTD in the chat.
Halloween fucking extravaganza that you and your wife did. Seriously. But what really cracks me up, you just said I had that monkey suit in the trunk for a while. What the fuck?
Hey, if it's any consolation, my wife has a cowl costume in the truck, so.
Hey, I loved it, man. I loved your video for that night, and that's it, you know. I'm subscribed to you. It is what it is.
Hey, appreciate it. Hey, I've seen some of your stuff, man. You're a wild one, dude. You're a wild one.
They call me the town drunk. You know, he's a town drunk. He just wants to yell at everybody. He just wants to yell at everybody.
Yeah.
But listen,
Hey, it's all right, man. You do what you do. Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Do you have fun doing it?
hell yeah.
Then there you go, man.
I'm all these fucking knuckleheads on your channel right now.
I know a lot of them are in here. I know.
That Logic Neo right there, you gotta put that bitch.
Oh, I know he was gonna say something about Logic Neo. Did I not say that a minute ago?
Put that motherfucker to bed.
Oh man. All right, Bill. All right.
I love Logic.
What?
Let me tell you something. When Logic used to do his videos about the bridge, and he'd say, "Hey, Willie, here's Logic. Do you not see this bridge, Willie?" I mean, they get a boner. I've been jacking off on them.
Oh wow. Willie.
It is
Willie.
what it is. I mean, it is what it is.
So okay, what was I about? Yeah, we had the suit, and I had to sit down,
Alright.
and I was like trying to think of something, and then one day, like pretty close to Halloween, all of a sudden, I just had this idea, and I wrote it down in like a couple of minutes. And what I did, I wrote it scene by scene out, and then from there, we just kind of went over how we were going to play out each scene, and we didn't really rehearse any lines or anything like that, because our characters, like especially Patty and Tater, are actually based off a couple neighbors that we used to have. And
I hear you.
I'm from Tennessee. It's easy to act like that. Like it's easy to act my country accent out, and really express it, and just
Hey,
add a
man,
little
let me tell you something.
willy to it, and then it's good to
I
go.
give you a fucking 110 thumbs up on that video. Halloween video, and your old lady, she was awesome in it.
Thank you,
And
man.
she's beautiful.
Thank you, man.
It is what it is.
Hey, I appreciate that, man. Hey, and also, if anybody that hasn't gone out there and hasn't seen the Halloween special at this point, go check it out. It's really good. I really, especially Laura's acting skills in it. She really put it out there and did a great job
let
at
me
it.
tell you, it wasn't only her acting skills, but it was what I really appreciated, and I don't know how to say it, but I want to say it to what she was looking at the camera, and it looks like that TV was going up and down, up and down, and down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the Blair Witch.
Yeah, that was, man, see, that was awesome. You guys did a damn good job.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. That's good.
Hell yeah, I enjoyed it.
All right, man.
But listen, before I leave, can I tell you something?
Go ahead, man.
All right, take Logic, Neil.
Oh, here we go.
Take his wrench away.
I'm not gonna do it.
This.
Hey, Willie.
I'm not done.
Hey, Willie, this is my channel.
I'm not done yet. I'm not done. Take that wrench from him. Stick it up his fucking ass.
No.
Oh.
Oh.
It's really.
All right. Take it easy, Willie.
But anyway, before I go.
Oh, this is the second time before you go.
I know. There'll probably be a third. No.
No, there
Can
won't.
I get a wrench?
Willie? All right, if you can, next time you call, you promise not to cuss one time. Uh-oh.
Not the curse one time. So you don't want me to curse the next time I call in?
I just want to try to keep the curse words down.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's...
guarantee you. This is. Can I curse right now?
See? That's what I'm talking about.
Asking you a question. Can I curse right now?
Huh?
You
Yeah.
just said
Okay.
the
Yeah.
next
This is,
time.
but this is the next time you call in when we do this show again. From here on out, you can't do it. So this phone call, you got it. You can do it.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. I'm gonna put it out here right now. Now, you're gonna give me a wrench, right?
Yeah, I'll give you a wrench.
All right. Logic Neil, kiss my fucking balls, you fucking bitch. How's that? We're done. I won't say it no more. Now look, I'm gonna say hi. I want to say hi. That way you can give me a wrench.
All right, I'll give you a wrench, man.
You see Willie up there? You see Willie Morgan up in there? Hello, put that bitch in blue.
All right,
Logic
Willie.
Neil,
All right, Willie. We might want to take some more callers. All right.
take some more what?
We got to take some more callers, but I'll give you that wrench,
Okay,
man.
Okay, no problem.
All right,
I
take-
appreciate you guys.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, have a good night. Willie's supposed to be live a little while too.
All right.
I'll wait till you guys get finished.
There you go, guys. Y'all can go check Willie's
Hey,
Pub out
Logic
later.
Neil, suck my nuts.
All right, see you, Willie. Boy, Willie does
All right,
not like
so,
Logic
right
Neo.
quick.
I wonder. Yeah, he does.
Right quick, can everybody do that? What is that hand clapping emoji thing in the comments? I am going to be the first one to tell Mr. Red Monkey himself, Red Monkey Trucking, you have now just surpassed 400
Are you
subscribers.
serious? Hey,
I'm dead
thank you
serious.
guys. I do appreciate that.
So give a clap or a thumbs up or something. Give this guy some love.
400 subscribers. That's what he just said. So, hey, guys, no, for real. You got something to say, Laura, too? Laura's not feeling that great. She says she don't have a lot to say right now, but she is appreciative. I promise you that, and I am too. And I want to thank you guys for subscribing and giving us a chance to share our lives with you. Throw some comedy out there because I know that the whole thing with YouTube is a lot about branding and doing what you gotta do, but a little bit we do like throwing in some comedy, and if we can blend it with the trucking and things like that, we're going to bring it to you. We're going to do the best we can to make you guys laugh and have a good day, because like I said, Willie's got to say what he's got to say, and he's going to get it off his mind. But that was the last time he gets to cuss on my channel. So, if he wants to do that, he can keep it on his channel, and of course he's going to do it. I told him I'd give him a wrench, but he's got to keep it clean. Now, what is that? Willie was one comment away from sexual harassment. Willie is always close to sexual harassment, I think. You guys have really, I've watched some of the shows, man. It's been rough over there. As a matter of fact, Willie has subscribed to me before and then blocked me and then subscribed to me again. I don't know why. I guess he forgot who I was, but he came back, gave me a subscribe again, and he's here, and I appreciate his subscription, and I appreciate all your subscriptions. So, if anybody...
That's right, you're going to run up on him in that 65-mile-an-hour truck.
If anybody wants to...
or 68 or whatever it is you run.
So, I told you that I might get out and play play a little bit of jamming. Like some blues stuff. I got a little blues riff that I want to do. You okay with that, Nomad? Hey, can you actually hear without it? Like, if you got some lyrics, man?
I certainly don't.
This guy can sing, by the way. I don't know if y'all check out his was about 2 videos ago. You had a video posted of what you do on Fun Time and did some karaoke. And this guy actually sounded really good. So I'd like to hang out with you and play some music.
If that gets enough love, I do have a couple more, from other karaoke times, kind of hidden on the back burner.
Snorlords, guitar. By the way, if y'all,
that's right,
anybody in here hasn't seen Snorlord, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you have because he is pretty popular. A lot of times on the weekends, I think when he goes home, he gets to jam his guitar and stuff, and he's a good guitar player, man. I'd like to get together with him and jam. What guitar do I have? Logic Neo. I have I got a Ibanez, the R series, and this thing's been through the ringer. The neck is like really loose right now, as far as I can't. If I was to drop down and tune to like Slipknot tuning or something like that, like I think drop A in some of it, it would literally like flex. The neck would be inclined to bend backwards like that and flatten the strings against the fretboard. It's just been through a rough time. It still continues to play. I got it tuned to standard tuning, but I was going to play with a backing track and play some blues. I really need some super glue on my finger because day before yesterday I did a little jamming and literally just blistered my finger within a couple. We're about I played about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, babe. Yeah. And I was just really going at it hardcore with the blues, and I blistered my finger. And like, I don't know if you can see it, the white area right there, it's blistered, but excuse me.
You got the aux cord?
Do I have the aux cord? Yeah. Hold on a second. Let me think about this real quick.
What's the one you're using right now?
I don't know how this is gonna work. Give me a second, guys. Hey, and look, we're working on setting the guitar up for a few minutes. I'm only gonna play along with some backing blues and E, and but until then, if we got any more people that would like to call in I know there's some more people out there. Don't be afraid to call in. There is no
We can't while we're looking at the backing track.
Yeah. There is no crap here. I know which one it is. You know, just call in. It don't have to be about trucking close calls. It can be about anything. So I would appreciate it. We need to take some more calls. We need to. Does anybody else out there have any trucking close calls? How do you feel about this winter weather season coming up? Do you have everything you need in your truck with you in case you were to break down in the middle of a snowstorm? Do you have extra blankets? Do you have hand warmers, toe warmers? Do you have these nuts? Oh, got him. So, got him.
Got him.
Oh, man. All right. So.
Yeah, Yvonne just said we're going to meet for karaoke sometime. Yeah, we had talked about that. She likes doing karaoke as well.
I'm trying to get this mic pointed in the right direction here. Yeah, that's cool. This mic, it's a Yeti mic. I got it set where it's pointed. It catches right out the front, just the tip right here, just the tip. Turn it up like that. Yeah, just the tip.
Just the tip.
But yeah, it's like I can point it directly at me where I'm going to be sitting, and it's definitely clear. Definitely. Make sure that's turned down.
Is that the one?
So I guess if nobody's gonna call, what's
Crank
that?
it to 11.
Crank
it to 11.
Marshall amps actually have 11 on them.
Oh.
Did you know that? Yeah.
Oh God, I did not. I haven't played guitar
definitely
since
do.
high
So
school.
when I do this, I'm trying to think real quick. If I take out, they're not even. Wait a minute. Okay. Question.
Hey, you're wearing the shirt. How about a blues version of Wait and Bleed?
I don't know about that. I don't know. Now, when I unhook this, I want to see where the audio goes to. So hang on just a second, okay?
Volume warning for the rest of you. Because we don't know how this is going to go.
So when I unhook the headset, I have no playback audio to hear you. So when I go to playing a guitar, I have to have this cord because, I mean, I could go grab another one in Walmart, but that would take a while. But that's so I can play the backing track. So I just need you, Nomad, to take over for a minute. Can you do that?
I guess hi. Hi, I know my face isn't good to look at. I know my voice ain't good to hear. But
dude, come on, man.
The best
You're
you
a good
got
dude.
right now.
You're a good dude. Nobody will call, so he will
Hey, I
play.
didn't say anything about my
That's
personality.
right. Nobody's calling so that I can play. That's what Snorwood said. So I'm going to be unhooking my headset. I won't have a monitor on to listen, but just hang out, talk to people, read some comments. Go back and look through some comments and see what you can find until I get playing, okay? All right, thanks, buddy.
Otherwise, if anybody has any questions for me, feel free to shoot them. Let's see, what do we got?
I don't think we have
Anything fun?
I guess I'm muted. 1 second.
Let's see. Play until you bleed. These are all for him at the moment.
Check.
Tin Pan Alley.
All right, good. I'm muted.
Hey, no, you've
I gotta
KJ'd. I
say
actually have. Prior to trucking, I was a KJ. I was a karaoke DJ. Had some relatively decently successful shows. So, yeah. Who am I? I am 30 years old, and I still don't know that.
Willing.
So, no. Who am I? I go by Wandering Nomad. My wife and I run a channel called the Trucking Nomads. Actually, not just Trucking Nomads. We just started it a couple of months ago. Wow, that's a lot of feedback.
Don't do that. You never put that in first. Sorry about that.
So No, you're fine. Let's see. Snorlord Crete Qualcomm's did not go out today because we don't have Qualcomm. We use PeopleNet. Okay, but finishing who I am, I'm just a guy that drives a truck. That's what I do. I'm a freight relocation specialist. I move
I like that.
whatever America wants on a refrigerated trailer from point A to point B.
He's a freight relocation specialist. I like
That's
that
right.
one. That's good.
I mean, I could be like them doctors, you know. I am ELD, CDL, A. Like I could put all these titles after my name.
Hey, Nomad, where's home at?
Let's see. Home is about 4 feet behind me.
Exactly.
On paper, home is outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That's where I grew up. It's where my mom lives. It's the address I keep right now. But I live on the truck with my wife, and we basically get paid to take vacations. Trucker's coach, yes, I'm Schaefer for now. I did give my 2-week notice last week. I will be moving on. I did see he asked something else. When did I go to Crete? I've actually not been at Crete that long. I've been trying to get into been trying to purchase my own truck now for a while. So I finally had the opportunity to do so, and I'm making the most of it. The only reason that I'm not staying with Crete with this is my personal business model. I want to be able to set how much money I make. I don't want to get paid by the mile. So I found a company that will let me pull off of whatever load board I want, whether it be DAT, internet truck stop, next load, whatever I want to do. I can pull off of any load board, and I get paid a percentage of that load, so I can negotiate with the brokers. I can do all of that stuff, and that's the only reason that I'm leaving. I mean, or that's the biggest reason I'm leaving. Otherwise, I cannot complain about how Crete has treated me. Crete, Schaefer. So in no way is my leaving on any kind of sour note. I made sure to give them a 2-week notice. I was not I was not going to disrespect them. They're not like any other company that I felt 100% replaceable. So I have absolutely nothing but love for them. And if everything goes south on this truck, I've spoken to the assistant terminal manager at my home terminal up there in New Kingstown, and he said I could come back in a heartbeat. So I mean, if it goes south, this is where I would come back to. It's by far the best company I've seen, heard about, any of that stuff. So yeah, unfortunately, I am leaving Crete. I did make a video on that as to why I'm leaving, and it's not meant to bash them in any way. There was a couple of other little minor things that I probably could have looked over. That wasn't anything. Like I didn't come to blows with anybody or anything like that. Let's see. Funny enough, I didn't lose my Qualcomm today. Well, that's good to hear. At least one did. Been helping a friend paper logs. Yeah. Snorlord, self-dispatch, the best way to be owner up. Yep. And that's the only reason that I decided to do that is I do what I want with that truck. As long as I can make my payments, and that kind of stuff, and obviously make the company that I'm going to run under a little bit of money. They really don't care what I do, when I do it, where I go. They don't care. If I want to go to Denver, back where I used to live, I'm well aware that freight sucks coming out of Denver. So So I'm welcome to do that if I want. I just have to understand what I'm getting into. So I absolutely love it. I'm really excited for this next step. My goal is to get my own authority, maybe have a couple of trucks under me in a few years. I'm not planning. This truck is purchased with debt, so to speak, but from here out, I am not planning to use debt to purchase trucks. I am fully planning on making sure that I have the cash for the truck plus some in reserve before purchasing more trucks. That way I can ensure that, in 5 years, I want to be a debt-free company, whether it be a single truck operation still in 5 years or I have more. I want to run as a debt-free company. I like the way that Crete runs it. They don't even buy their pens with a credit card. They if they don't have the money for it, they don't buy it. So that's one thing I absolutely love about them. And so I kind of want to model my business after that. Tell us more about the new company. I don't want to give away the name. They are based in Kansas. I will make driver number 6. There's only going to be 6 of us running for the company. It's all owner operators. If they dispatch us, it's 80%. If we dispatch ourselves, it's 83%. I'd rather dispatch myself anyway, being that my goal is to become an owner operator. I'm going to want to learn how to deal with the brokers and how to negotiate loads, what lanes should be paying what.
Hey,
there's not too much
buddy,
else to say about
I
them.
want to
What's
do
up?
an audio test of the guitar, okay?
Okay.
Can I get a thumbs up on the audio, guys? Can I get a thumbs up? That sounds stereo sound. Goodness, I can't grip this.
Trucker's Coach. Jason,
Stereo.
you're getting into the consulting business shortly.
There we go.
Would it be okay? Would it be okay if Red Monkey gave me your phone number to? Because I would like to do consulting at some point. So otherwise, I can find you on YouTube and stuff.
Here, I tell you what. We're gonna move this to a spot that it's gonna sound better. I'm just doing audio adjustments with the backing track. You hear that? Let's see. How is that?
Sounds pretty good to me.
That backing track from the beginning. Let me hear how it sounds.
All right. Thanks, Coach Woods. Trucker's Coach is right. That is Memphis porn.
Alrighty. So good.
And Lucifer is right too. We need this as a looper recording to drive with, man.
So I tore my finger to shit. I don't know if you can see it.
I can't see it yet, but it'll come on the delay.
Alice is back. That guitar right there, man, is so hard to play. It's just, let me get my microphone back up here and everything.
You had me a little tempted though, because Only the Lonely, I think, was up here putting lyrics together for me.
Yeah. So I just use these backing tracks off of YouTube, man. They you can find backing tracks for just about anything. I was just in the mood to play some blues tonight, guys. Honestly, when people request songs, I'll be honest about this. I know a lot of songs from front to back, a bunch of different stuff from any genre you could think of. But when it comes to playing, all I do is freestyle, man. It's just like a lyricist on the mic, freestyling words. You give me a beat and a key, and I'll throw it up and drop that like you don't want to see.
If I heard that, another 2 or 3 times, I might be able to come up with some lyrics.
I gotta call out somebody on this.
I'll just have to
keep. You see this? You were supposed to write me some lyrics to a song because I was gonna do a song, and he was supposed to write me some lyrics. And guess what? I haven't seen it. It. Where are you at, Trucker B? This is a call out to you. So no, everybody, thanks for staying and listening. I noticed the viewer count stayed up there, and I appreciate it. Just thought I'd do a little freestyle and blues for you guys and tear my finger to crap. Put some super glue on it beforehand, but it didn't really hold up. It got all the super glue off of it, and the blister is just tore open, and it's leaking fluid, and I need an oil change on this finger. That's all it is. So,
need to replace the gaskets too.
Definitely a head gasket.
Well,
ooh, I think I gotta set this better. There we go. That's
I see what you did there.
So, quack, 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 quack. Metal Music Maniac. Are you serious? Metal Music Maniac is in my chat.
Ooh.
Hey, guy. Yes, I definitely love metal music to the core. One of my biggest Ghost fans. Matter of fact, hold on just a second. Where's my phone at? Can you hear my phone just a second? Will you look up Metal Music Maniac on there?
On YouTube?
Yeah.
I can see through the scars inside you.
I can see through the scars inside you. Don't you know that you don't want to mess with me? I don't know what else to say. But I can't sing, though.
Fucking Ghost. Hey, you know what, though? If you don't sing it perfectly, it's not copyright because you just made it your own.
Metal Maniac, yes. He's definitely a Metal Maniac music. Yeah, I really like the stuff you got on your channel, man. It's just trash.
Yeah, I was just looking at it too.
Hey, what is...
Definitely got himself a sub.
Does anybody know the craziest metal video ever made? Can we get some...
Pink from Aerosmith. If anybody doesn't want to see Steven Tyler in a tube top, go watch Pink. Oh wait,
Snorlord, you're exactly right. That's what a creator, as far as music and a songwriter, does. I mean, somebody that's outside of writing songs just to write songs and build a lot of structure. I have structure that comes like that. The music, I just love jamming, man, and freestyling is how to go. Like when you just, I had never had a formal lesson in my life. I've been playing since I was 8 years old. My stepfather did show me some. I noticed everybody's leaving. You going over to see Willie play with his Willie? So, no, he showed me some chords, some basic chords, like your open chords and a few bar chords. Within months, I passed them up, and I never looked back. And I've played everything from, I don't know, the hardest stuff you can probably think of. I love it. I love gent, and I also love hey, good looking, what you got
It does
cooking?
it.
How about cooking some for me? Yeah. So yeah, I just like all kinds of stuff,
Yeah,
man. Music is music. Music makes people
man.
smile.
So
Music
so do I.
uh, can lead a country. It can lead a generation. It's powerful stuff.
If you could see, if you could see the playlist that I have hidden, it ranges from like Slipknot to Ghost to
Oh yeah.
Alabama to Josh Groban.
Do we have any
Like
Ghost fans in the house, by the way? Tobias Forge.
you got you got
I
one on
know
the
that.
phone.
But we have any Ghost fans in the house? Any Ghost fans in the house? Oh, remember I told you to look at my forearm, right?
Yeah,
There you go, man. I have the list.
nice.
Who else has it? Laura has it right on the center of the top of her back. She has it. So
Oh, Fozzy. Oh, Lucifer talked about Fozzy. Man, I can get down with some
does
Fozzy.
anybody know who Infant Annihilator is?
It's one I haven't checked
Okay,
out yet.
give me a second. I can only play like oh, you like Ghost Snore? Ghost is awesome because they take like a mix of even all the way back to the '60s. They take this mix of music and shake it with a little demon seed, and then to put some David Bowie on it and maybe a little like Metallica mixed in with it. Shake it all up again. Add some Satan piss, and then you got Ghost, man, and it's
And
great.
and with a little bit of an
Oh yes,
STP vibe
definitely,
too.
definitely, man. I mean, who doesn't love Papa Emeritus?
Don't make me bring out the
1,
square
2,
hammer.
3,
Yeah,
and
well,
and the Cardinal.
two definitely had the best
Oh, I
costume.
can't wait to go to a ritual, man. So I'm glad we got
Yeah.
22 people back in here.
Um,
I do not know what happened.
Lucifer,
to
don't
the
make me bring
screen
out
there.
the square hammer. Yeah, well, there's better songs than Square
Oh,
Hammer.
goodness
As much as I hate to
gracious.
admit it,
There's
it's a great song.
many good songs. I don't know what happened to this screen. Give me a second. I'm going to fix it. I think your
What
head
the
shrunk.
heck are
I
you
don't know. I'm
doing?
going to fix it, man. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry about that.
I'm
Shotty.
watching him not understand technology live on Skype, just so you guys know.
Hold on. I don't know what's going on here. It won't let me. Oh, that's why.
Oh, Yvonne, mine goes all the way back to big band. Grandpa played with Tommy Dorsey. Ooh. Um, so one of my
Why is it not letting
karaoke
me?
songs that I have hidden away for a special video when I can't figure out what I want to do. I did a karaoke version of Frank Sinatra's My Way, but you know, we're saving that for like special occasions. I tell you what, you guys get me up to 250, I'll release Frank.
There you go. You're gonna put it on him, huh? Yo, what's
Yep.
going on here? Give me 1 second. There we go. No, is that now you see it? Now
Yvonne,
I actually have you on
Yvonne, when I hit 250.
250. I got you framed up a lot better now. I'm trying to widen it just a little bit.
Yeah.
Here we go. There you go. That's not bad. That looks good.
But yes, Yvonne, I know you're still gonna be around. So once I hit 250 subscribers, you and Red Monkey got to hold me to that. And anybody else that's in here that's also with my channel, hold me to it. When you see me hit 250, you better start asking for
There
it.
you go. There's the challenge, everyone. Oh man, I didn't speak of the challenge. I did not speak of the challenge. Okay, so I don't know if any of you guys have seen. Here, I'm gonna try to lift that up top so it's like that, and I can see the bottom. Okay, cuts my head off. I don't know if that comes through on the. No, it doesn't. Okay, if anybody you guys know who Michael Semi Truck Driver is, if you don't mind going over his page, check it out, subscribe, and maybe give a like and comment and all that good stuff. He has been driving for 20 years, so he is not short of knowledge in the trucking industry. He has plenty of trucking fail stories to share. It was actually his idea to do truck and fail videos. I have to give the credit to him, but what we did by that was to like I said before, if you haven't heard this, what I was explaining a few minutes ago or a little while back, is that by sharing these things, everybody talks about all these new drivers. They suck. They have problems. They have things like that. They run into stuff. They crash. Instead of us videotaping them, guys, what we came up with is to share our stories of our fails. So, first of all, it takes the stigma away that this industry has that I've never made a mistake, that kind of thing. It tries to take that stigma away so people are okay with sharing the fact that they had a mistake. They made a mistake. And also, by doing so, you teach a newer driver, if you get out and you can show them or you share your story, they see that and they might be less afraid to ask somebody a question and get help. Just by that. They might not feel so intimidated. Things like that. They also learn from your mistake. They can see what happened. They can see, okay, this is what I did wrong. This is how I can do it right next time. And, it's like this. My saying is, everybody's a winner unless you don't try to correct your mistakes and you don't learn from your mistakes, because the only losers they are is the ones that absolutely refuse to learn from any mistakes in life.
My favorite quote that I've ever heard, now granted, he's a baseball player. I'm a big baseball fan, but he's a baseball player. But he said, there is no losing. There is only winning and learning.
That's true. That's 100% true.
And that translates over to us. I mean, and like Red Monkey is saying, you're never too well versed in the industry to make a mistake. And in a recent video I put out, I talked about a mistake I made last week. I mean, I've been out here almost 3 years, and I made a mistake last week.
Yep.
Almost cost me money and CSA points. So
yeah, I mean, you got to watch out for that stuff. I mean, you got to be careful. But the thing is, with the whole, there's people that are going to come out here that are not as good as other drivers. That might even be at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to, especially experience and all those things. And the best thing we can do is help each other. If we want to improve this industry, that's the answer. Is not making fun of them, man. I just can't. It really, don't get me wrong. I've seen some stuff that I've laughed at before because I question how in the heck did they do that. But
hey, nothing gets me as good as that USA truck or whatever doing that U-turn on a 2-lane road.
Yeah. Have you seen the one that was on Tosh.0? The guy.
No, I haven't seen much TV at all.
It was a driver that somehow ended up in a parking lot, and while they had their tandems all the way forward, and they tried to turn in this lot, and the tail of it swung, took down a tree, and the tree fell on a van parked in the parking lot. It took the whole tree down, and they just turned like, But thing is, if maybe they had seen a video, someone explaining, if don't go all the way in, if you realize, say you come up to it and you start to turn in, suddenly you realize, I can't go in here, and you haven't even pulled in all the way. Stop that truck, throw on those hazards, and back that truck up. Or at least, you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
One other mistake. This one didn't happen to me. It happened to a friend of mine. And they're welcome to share if it's them. I think they're in the chat right now, so they're welcome to share if it's them. If not, I'm keeping it anonymous right now. So my buddy, he started with
I hear
CR
what you're
England.
saying. I remember that story. Sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's fine. So he was delivering beer, I think, and took a wrong turn in like a residential area or something like that. And thought he could make a left turn. He couldn't. So the trailer swing took out part of a person's house.
All right. Yeah.
So, and yeah, I mean, it's but I mean, obviously, since trucks weren't supposed to be there, there was no trucks to help them. But you know, learn from everybody's mistakes. Learn from our mistakes. Learn from your own mistakes. It's the only way that you're going to
That's exactly
become
true,
better.
guys. I seen that Only the Lonely said we need to help or lift someone up every day, and that's exactly the truth. You know, I have a video. If you go back quite a way, and I talk about mental health issues, and I'm big towards mental health activism. That's my biggest thing that I want to get into. To maybe start something to bring truckers together to talk about their hard times too, because this is one of the industries where people are sad sometimes and literally just torn apart and depressed. You know, you spend every waking moment away from home, and if you don't have nobody to say, you know, there's people out here that don't have families to go home to and things like that, and they might get lonely, you know, and that's another thing that I want to talk about with my channel and everything. And I have put a couple videos out before. One of them was short. One of them I was deeply deeply saddened by what had happened. I don't know if you guys remember this, but a few months back there was a father, or there was a father-son. They both drive trucks, and the son was, I guess, at home on a day off or something like that, and he let life get to him so bad that he ended his own life. And then his father heard about what happened and did the same thing within 24 hours, and it just really hit me in my gut. Like, I mean, it was like my gut and my heart hit a brick wall. And the reason, one thing, first of all, it's sad. It doesn't need to be happening. There needs to be some resources, more than what there is. I know there are resources out there, but there needs to be people coming together to stand up, to represent the fact that we don't have to be, we don't have to think that we don't have anybody to talk to out here. You know, one of my things that I'm interested in doing is starting a Facebook group for people that are just interested in coming there and talk, and maybe just talk about some issues, you know, and then have the option maybe to talk about, you know, if they have something that's really private to them, and a lot of the stuff is maybe an option to go talk to somebody one-on-one, you know. And that kind of goes back to that stuff, as far as that's part of making this industry better, because the stronger the driver is in every situation, the more likely they are to succeed, you know. And you know, just a moment of silence for those guys. Okay, thank you. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring it so down, man. It's
no,
serious,
you're fine.
You know.
Counseling Nomad on my channel actually has is starting a video series. I don't know when she's gonna to post all of it, but she has ideas like the cost of trucking, and I know some of her ideas are showing that not all of the costs of trucking are monetary.
Yeah. You know, I want to mention another good and great organization out there. If y'all haven't heard of Truckers, It's called the Saint. I was just making sure I pronounced it right.
Yep.
Or said it correctly. It's St. Christopher's Truckers Fund. Actually, if you are ever interested in hearing one of their great stories of how they help somebody, go subscribe to the Spectre. He's a veteran, and and we can clear this up, they don't just help veterans, they help everybody. If you're a trucker in need, if you can't pay a bill on time, or you get injured on the job and you miss work, all these things, they are out there to try to help people with. And that's what they do. They've been around for quite a while. I know if you go in like the TAs and everything, you see those big stands like near the checkout. You'll see those big stands that say St. Christopher's Trucker Fund, where they sell like lighter plug things for your truck, for your cords and things like that.
Hats and shirts and all kinds
Fishing
of stuff.
Trucker. I appreciate what you're doing, man. You know, you know, I appreciate all you people coming in here too, because I went through, you know, I go through some periods of stuff. I have my downtime, and actually, that was one thing I forgot to mention about Trucker's coach earlier, Jason Poe. You know, he knew that I was kind of down in the dumps a little bit, and this guy, he gave me his personal number. He messaged me to check on me, see if I was all right, and you know, which I was okay. It's just I kind of have lull, L-U-L-L, sometimes, and being like, it's not like I don't suffer from depression. Hey, cuz, what's going on, Timmy? A little late to the show, buddy. No, you can watch the replay. But, you know, he and other people checked on me. And that was because a lot of people that I've met out here are good people and are willing to help. And there's organizations, but as far as the people go, don't be afraid to ask somebody just to be able to talk to them. Anybody can call me anytime. I don't care. Like, if it's in the middle of the night, my phone ringer is always on. But if it's in the middle of the night, I don't care. Tell me, hey, I need somebody to talk to. I will talk to you for hours, however long you want to talk. I think it's just something that we have to do, man. We need to be a family out here. We do something that nobody else in this country wants to do. So we have a percentage of, all we have is 3.5 million truck drivers, and that's not all OTR, but that's a lot of people pulling together if we could get it done. Exactly. That's what I heard. Is my battery... Was that you? You hear that sound?
No,
Oh,
that wasn't me.
I don't have it... hold on. I have to set my truck on battery mode so it'll start.
Oh, I got my idle management turned on, so my battery gets low to just turn on.
That's a warning. What it'll do, it'll cause my inverter to shut off. But thank you, Metal Music Maniac. Just so, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks, Timmy. I mean, that's my cousin right there, and you can ask. That's what he just put out there. He said he will, and I have called, and he called me back, and we have talked all the time, man. I haven't seen my cousin in about a year, but when I get to stop there in west of Fort Worth, Texas, and usually I'll stop like last time I stopped at a Love's, it's pretty close to him. He come up, we hung out a good hour talking. We know each other from way back. We're actually really cousins.
There ain't much west of Fort Worth. That's
Timmy,
for sure.
are we second or third cousins? I can't remember.
As long as he ain't kissing cousins, we're fine.
No, he's a dude. Nothing against that at all.
I was gonna say that don't mean nothing. It's
I'm not
2019
saying that at all, man. Yeah, I told you about how I feel about Tobias.
Yeah. Yeah. So
okay, thanks,
I'm with
man.
you
I
there,
knew
though.
you were. You just didn't want to say nothing. All right.
Except in Papa 3, I can't get past that look.
Ooh, that's loud. I'm sorry about the engine noise, guys. I'm gonna try to work this out just a little bit. Give me a second. Maybe that'll help a little bit. Let's see.
Actually, yeah, that
How's
did.
that
Whatever
right
you
there?
did, it kind of.
Hold on.
That's good.
How's that one right there? Is that a little clearer? Does that work?
Oh yeah, ASMR.
Oh man, Fishing Trucker, I appreciate that, man. And that's true. Me and Fishing Trucker, man, one night, I think we talked like daggum near half my shift. It was fun talking to him. He's a good man. He's a good man. And we talked about his shoulder and stuff. We talked about music. He's got some really nice guitars, dude. The Spectre, me and him have talked before. You know, it's really nice to know that you have somebody to talk to sometimes, just in case. You never know. You know, I'm telling you, like, people, I just kind of got in a little downslow. I wasn't depressed. I just was, I don't know, it was almost like a writer's block, or my interest like fell off the, you know, and I was like, I don't want to post right now. I don't want to talk to a lot of people. And, you know, I had people calling me to make sure I was okay, man. And you can't, that's priceless. You can't put a price tag on something like that, man. Yeah, I guess he said, Lucifer said, heck, you and him on the phone almost every day with our little group. That's cool.
Yeah.
So
yeah, myself, Lucifer. Yeah. Well, there's like 5 of us, and there's times where all 5 of us are on a conference call. I mean, like we're about as close as we can be. It started with myself and a guy that I went to school with, truck driving school with. We started together same time. We got done training at the same time. He went team for about a month, and I went solo. I mean, so we've been there for each other through like everything on the truck. And then my trainer actually became part of the group. And then when I switched companies, I met another guy, and he became part of the group. And Lucifer and the guy that I went to school with,
I've been friends with Lucifer for a long time.
They got to know each other, and so it just became this big orgy.
Right on. No, so yeah, man, we'll get off this subject, but I just wanted to, first of all, I also personally want to thank, and I said this earlier, yeah, you can put it, Fishing Trucker, put this guy in the chat, put his link in the chat. It's Anthony Blackbeard. He was in here when we first started the live feed, but yes, Anthony Blackbeard and his wife are really, really good people. Matter of fact, you know, I was telling you, like, he checked on Laura this morning to make sure she was doing better, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, there's just good people out there. That's all that it boils down to, and we want to be part of that group. And I know Nomad definitely wants to be part of that group and spread the love, man.
That's what we do. I'm just glad I found all you guys, because I don't even remember how I found like one of you, and either somebody led me to you, or you were the one that led me to everybody else.
Thanks to Asian Ma. And that's another shout out too to Asian Ma.
Oh, you know what?
Asian Ma show, man. He is very personable with people. If you tell him, hey, I want to talk about this or something, maybe in a video, he'll go out of his way to try to help you make a video and be with him in a video. He's a really good guy. He's funny.
He would rather collaborate with the little guy than big channels, because he knows, like, his channel's all about helping people. He does company reviews, and he does all that kind of stuff, but he does it with drivers of those companies. He goes to truck stops and talks to a Crete driver, or a Swift driver, or a PTL driver, you know, and it's awesome the way that he does that. Then you're hearing it straight from the source. You're not hearing it from some wannabe recruiter.
With the Yeti mic, you hear that stereo sound kick in. You probably can't, because you got one ear. But I'm trying to get this directed here. Give me 1 second. I think it's this one right here. There we go. Yeah.
That's true. I forgot Asian Mike got me like 40 subscribers.
Wow. Yeah. That's awesome, man. I'm you know, he's funny. He is so funny.
He is.
Like when he does his videos of sitting on the daggone toilet.
Spider come in. Yeah.
I remember the one of his first videos I've seen. Like I really, when I first started, actually going to his channel to check him out, he was in this like weird place at a ship or receiver that he had to go into the locker room. It had a restroom in it, and it was all like dark and weird, and the shower light didn't work, and he was all creeped out and stuff, and it was quite hilarious. Just the way he presented the video is really cool. Hold on, my contacts are so messed up right now. I gotta put some stuff in my...
That's fine. I'm gonna address, and maybe you can answer this for you too. Have we dropped off a load yet that involves 20 below consistent temperatures? Well, yes and no. The coldest I've delivered in was -10. However, I've had -20 food loads, ice cream loads. So the reefer's supposed to be -20.
Right.
But no, I personally have not gone quite down to -20. I can tell you Wisconsin and Minnesota are brutal in the wintertime.
And you know what? It seems like this year the snow has kicked in a little bit earlier. Like we had, a nice little cold blast because, the way the seasons seem to change now. I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like it goes from summer to winter and skips fall. Like it's just a...
I'm going to actually disagree with you there. Fall might not be long, but I just took a load from Virginia to Kansas, and then now I'm heading from Kansas to Michigan. And I have to say that the colors right now, especially down there in like the mid-Atlantic states, Virginia, West Virginia, North Carolina, that kind of stuff, those colors right now are stunning.
Yes, they are. What I was saying, I wasn't really talking about I love what I was saying. I was more talking about just this cold snap. Like, I mean, it was mainly hot in the south, like extremely hot. And bam! Once upon a time, did you know the Popeye's chicken accepts EBT? What the heck? How screwed up is that? Man, I mean.
Well, no matter how many food stamps Popeyes accepts, Jeffrey Epstein still did not kill himself.
Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself. Have you heard about the Clintons? Side note. Yes.
I'm not very political outwardly,
No.
Just because most people disagree with my political stance. But
that's what sounds good. I'm just saying. Oh
no.
Who do you think?
No.
Who do you think's gonna win to be the nominee for the Democratic
I think
Party?
Who do I think will win?
No, I'm
either Bernie.
Who do you think's going to be the final
Who
nominee
do I
for
think?
the Democratic Party? You think Bernie?
I think it'll either be Bernie or you.
Yeah, I do too. Although the people got too much dirt on them, man. Like they really do.
I absolutely hate the government. I'm 30 years old. There has not been a good president in my lifetime. That is my personal political stance. I love it because when I argue with Republicans, I'm a liberal snowflake,
man.
and when I argue with Democrats, I'm a conservative cuck. So,
Man.
racist, xenophobic, homophobic.
Kevin
It's like,
from Chicago.
no,
Where's my
I
phone
just
at?
think
You know
that.
what? Hey, Kevin from Chicago, do me a favor. 1 second, buddy.
The fishing truck could put that number in.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry, guys. I had my phone muted, so I did not hear your calls, and I do apologize. If you would like to try calling in again, please do so. I will answer it this time. And I've got to put it on the charger, too, but I'm going to move my mic back up here where I can get it situated.
Thank you, Laura. You reminded me I have to charge,
thank
too.
you, Laura. You reminded him he had to charge, too.
Down 20%.
I'm down to 12%, but yeah. I got a charger cable somewhere. This is for my headset.
Miss home and want to go back home to Tennessee.
It's over there.
I like Tennessee. Tennessee's a beautiful state.
All right. So we got a call coming in, guys. Like I said, we can talk about just about anything. Give me 1 second.
Who happened to get here
How
first?
are you today?
Pretty good. It's coming from Chicago.
How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. Nothing much. You guys talking politics? I got a few things to chime in. Politics.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Nomad. No.
Hey.
No, man. Yeah, feel free. Like I said, this is, we wanted people to call in to maybe we could talk about like the trucking close calls, or on top of that, we could just share our opinions on things. And feel free to. Just a fair warning, though, these conversations can go on for years, right?
Oh, yeah, you guys are live on YouTube.
By the way, just so Kevin from Chicago knows, I am in Gary. I am sitting in Gary right now,
You
Kevin.
already touched on the Epstein situation.
Right.
Did you guys know what he was doing?
I'm not. Look,
He was.
I'm not. I wasn't into it that big. So I mean, I would like to know though. If you got your opinion, definitely.
Oh, it was what they call a honeypot situation where he was.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He deserved to die. Don't get me wrong.
He was getting dirt on people.
Oh, yeah.
Powerful figures, politicians, bankers, people like that, real high-powered, influential people.
Yeah.
With a lot of pull. He would blackmail them. He would videotape them, put hidden cameras up, get them videotaped underage children.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, think of what a weasel, what a fucking dirtbag something like that is.
Yeah, he was a dirtbag, dude.
I mean, when you're gonna
absolutely.
You're gonna pimp out children. What's it called? What's it saying? Human trafficking, child trafficking.
Hang on.
Children.
Hang on just a second, man. I apologize. I know now what was causing my phone to switch. You can go ahead now.
Okay. Yeah, that's what he was doing though. He was trafficking children, getting these high-powered, influential people compromised in a honeypot scam. Isn't that that's just Jewish nature at its finest? That's what Jewish nature is. Fucking being a little weasel, being a rat, trying to get ahead by being manipulative, conniving, sneaky. It's really sad to say something like that, but
I mean, it's creepy enough, man, when you have like a 30 or 31-year-old that's dating a 16-year-old from California, and it's just I've seen a situation like that, and I'm like, it just irks me, man. But that was just a light situation, but it's still wrong. And when you hear about, I have two daughters that I raised. They're not my blood, but I raised them. I was there for them, and I love them with all my heart. And I'm telling you what, I was, and still am, prepared to kill anybody that messed with my kids. In that sense. So he deserved what he got, to be honest.
Oh yeah, he definitely deserved it. But I did want to bring up something else in the bigger picture.
Okay.
On Twitter, I go on Twitter every now and again, and there was this big push for this Jewish author, and she was trying to make this push like, there shouldn't be any more books read by white male authors. Like, white men, their books are pushed too much in schools, and we shouldn't have that. Other people should get a shot. We need to just do away with all these people altogether, white men. And you look up who it is. It's a Jewish lady, it's a Jewish woman, and the person who wrote that book, she's got a book out, pretty much disparaging white dudes. And the co-author who wrote it for it was another Jewish guy. And you look on his Twitter, he wants to dismantle white supremacy. And he said, dismantling white supremacy is good for Jews. And I just constantly see this kind of rhetoric by Jews. Nobody wants to talk about it. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Nick Fuentes.
No.
But he's been pushing back on this kind of like these gatekeepers. He's like kind of conservative gatekeepers.
You know what? I've heard about the whole gatekeeper type thing. But I mean, as far as, in my opinion, I have nothing against anybody of any religion, sect, or color, or anything like that. you know, there are groups of people that have an agenda, and I think it's sad that our country and our world has to be that way. I think that in any situation, that the more people that stand together, regardless of what they look like or what their religion or anything is or non-religion, the more people that can look past all that stuff, the better our world will be. You know, most of the wars that we have and all the people that have died in all these wars has been from religion. And it's sad to see that. And that's one thing I'm kind of I stay back from religion. It's just, you know, it's brought so much pain and stuff to people, and I'm just not sure about it, you know. So, you know, I'm not trying to, you know, I'm not saying I disagree with what you say, and, you know, it's just, you know, the way that somebody's given a title as far as this is the kind of person that did that, and then you say like that they're Jewish or something like that, and it just, I try to avoid that kind of behavior in myself. I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be considered a racist, even though I'm nothing near anything like that, you know. So, you know, I
understand that, but I think that's a problem though, because a lot of white people are kind of being pushed over in America and Europe. Different countries are kind of getting overran as a whole. Look what's happening in Europe with the migrant situation, with these refugees. You look at America, I got the southern borders are flooding in from South America, and most of the rhetoric is, I don't want to get involved. Well, I'm not racist and this and that. Meanwhile, you got these big, powerful Jewish groups advocating for themselves, doing what's best for themselves, demonizing anybody who doesn't go along with their program, doesn't see their worldview. Meanwhile, their homeland, Israel, is freaking terrorizing different countries, starting wars with different countries. It's just hypocrisy after hypocrisy, and it's not racist to notice different behaviors within Jews. You can see it. It's all. Look at Bernie Sanders. You look at Feinstein, Blumenthal, Adam Schiff, Nadler. It's just case after case, example after example of these people of this ethnic group, Ashkenazi Jews, demonizing white people.
Well, yeah, but
pushing their communist agenda.
I'd have to stop you there, because I'd have to say that everybody has people in every religion, sect, or race that have an agenda towards other people. There's everybody in whatever group. There's different kind of mixed religion groups that people just come together.
I disagree, man. You can look up the history of communism, Bolshevism,
Marxism. This is a Jewish ideology. This is the Jewish revolutionary spirit. You should look up E. Michael Jones. He details this. And Jews have been kicked out of 109 countries. They have a history of being oppressed because their history of usury, predatory financial loans, their business with pornography, with in the media, Hollywood. They push filth at their filth. Anything that goes against Christian morality, they're pushing it. Gay marriage, abortion. This is all really documented. I mean,
I'm not saying
I'm
that
not saying every single Jew. I'm not saying every single Jew, but it's a pattern of these same type of communist Jews that are pushing this.
So,
you look at Bernie Sanders, he's a communist.
Okay.
He disguised it as socialism. He's a communist.
Well, here's the thing, man. Like I said, I don't. Everybody has the right to feel how they want to feel. It's just, I'm gonna respectfully disagree with you that saying it's just one person. And if things happen, I understand that in certain religions and certain people, and in certain backgrounds and everything. And I've seen things like that, and watched videos, but it's just, I try to stay out of that stuff, man. I don't blame it.
You got a job to look forward to. You got family to take care of. You can't
Yeah.
get
You're exactly
in
right.
trouble.
You know.
I understand that.
Yeah, but hey, buddy, I'm gonna have to cut you short, man. We gotta let. I think there's some more callers that want to call in because we've got to end this live feed up pretty soon. We're not gonna go past 3 hours. But hey,
All right, man.
I do appreciate you calling in, man. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, guys. One thing that I believe in is definitely the freedom of your ability, freedom of speech. You have the right to and freedom of your opinion and think what you want to think. I do not agree with this guy on the fact that it's focused on one type of person, one type of people from one type of group. I think there's so much true, actual evil in this world. And, you know, we all just have to stick together and be lovers and not haters, you know, and not have an agenda. Yeah. But thank you. What was his name again? Chicago.
Kevin from Chicago.
Kevin from Chicago. I do appreciate you calling in with your opinion, but I will put this out there. You know, if we do get some more callers here in the next 20 minutes, you're free to call in. I do have the phone actually here this time. Let's keep the political stuff out of it. I'm not going to have a political conversation in this, you know, unless it pertains to trucking directly, like we're talking about President Yang. No, if we're...
Well, I can tell you one thing that is, well, I guess it could be political. I'm not against the ELDs.
Okay.
I'm against the government sticking their nose where it shouldn't be when they have absolutely no experience behind the wheel of one of these, telling me that I am forced to have something in there. It's not the ELD, it's the mandate of it. That's what I don't like.
There's a reason for that, though.
Like Coach said, the ELD
mandate
makes it easier.
Nobody would use it. Okay, I mean, not saying nobody. I'm just saying you have to have...
I mean, Warner started using it in 98.
You have to have some type of control. Okay, and I'm not... Okay, you can disagree with me, or, you know, and obviously we respectfully talk about things. Yeah. I understand that, but it's just that I think that that companies will take advantage of you if you don't have a mandate. You get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, no, I certainly understand that, but I mean, it wasn't that people weren't going to use it. Like I said, Warner started using AOBRDs, but this Qualcomm similar technology in 98, you know, full 10 years before they even started talking about the mandate and 20 years before it was implemented.
I think the biggest problem is over-regulation on other things.
Oh, absolutely.
The time constraints
over-regulation
for a reason. When you get past driving a certain amount of time and being awake for a certain amount of time, your decision-making skills start degrading at a certain point. And
oh no, I'm with you.
We're talking about people's
lives
out here. We're talking about people's families out here. You know, anybody that's not a truck driver and hasn't lived on the road does not understand the potential for disaster in any situation. You know, and people can talk, you know, and the thing is, though, with the cameras that we've had on these trucks now that are mandatory with these insurance companies, they are finding out now that instead of it being 75% truckers' faults, that going down to being 30% truckers' faults. My thing that I have, and I've never had a bad experience with the DOT officer. Everything, I had one incident where I got a warning and it was my fault. Okay? And he cut me a break. He could have gave me a big ticket, you know. I was being careless, and he put me in my place. But there are certain things that are going to get on anybody's nerves. I do believe that we should not have a mandatory 30-minute break, because
Correct.
There's just not a lot of people that drive straight like that anyway, without stopping to use the bathroom, without stopping to get a snack, without stopping to get fuel. So,
and that doesn't take 30 minutes.
It sure doesn't. When you have to, it also causes a problem with the fuel lines, with parking, and things like that. Because no matter how much you preach about it and say don't park in the fuel line to take your break, it's going to happen. You know, there is a way to do it and do it without causing somebody to be stuck. Without, you know what I mean? I'm not going to share my secrets, but you know, I've never held anybody up in a line before, not one time.
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, it's just as simple as if you're going to be more than it takes roughly 7 minutes to fuel. It could be up to 8 to 10 if you have a reefer to fill too.
I'm required to do 10 minutes.
If you're gonna
by my company.
Okay. Well, if you're gonna take longer than that, like we just log it as we do it here. But if you're gonna take longer than say 10 minutes inside the store, go find a parking spot.
I mean, we could talk about parking all day long. I know we could.
Well, we could.
Being a team, I will tell you, this is something to do with team driving. And you know, we try to do videos with team driving stuff. And I have lightly touched on the fact that being a team, it's a lot easier with the whole parking situation if you run your if we run at a certain time and keep to that time, because you know, in the morning time after 7 or 8 o'clock, it's super easy to find a spot. You know, everybody's gone because the majority of the industry works during the daytime and takes the night off. But you know,
now I'll give my secrets to your family because I'm not worried about 400 people. You know that they're not all going to be at the same truck stop I am.
Go get him.
My secret, I wake up. Well, if I'm running daytime, or if I can run daytime, I wake up between 2 and 4 in the morning, and I shut down by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I have never not found a parking spot at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Cool. If I'm running overnights, I get close enough to where I can start about 9 o'clock in the morning. So that way, 9 o'clock at night. That way, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, there's gonna be parking spots wherever I want to go, and no matter how tired I am, I can hit a hole if there's 3 spots side by side.
Yeah. Just a side note: have you ever noticed it's harder to park in an empty lot spot than it is to park in between with having a few vehicles there?
Actually, that's probably one of my favorite stories to tell. Just because I'm thinking it was pure luck, but I don't care. I was out in Omaha delivering to a store. It wasn't a distribution center. I was delivering to some store out there. I had to blindside off of a 2-lane street around a curve. Like I was kind of already like jackknifed because I had to start around the curve. And I backed that thing up blindside, got it into the door one shot. Only pull up I had to do was to open my doors. I get to the, I think it was a TA or something down the road. A couple hours later, I had run overnight, and I could not hit that straight back for nothing. I looked like I should still be on a trainer's truck.
Yeah.
You know, but then the back I had a couple hours before looked like I'd been out here for 20 years.
Yeah. TJ Jones, Bull of the Woods says run early, end early. Yeah, I mean, if that's what you want to do, you can also run late and end. You can run late and end early too, and work it out.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't understand the people that are, you know, I wake up at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. It's like, all right, where are you going to find parking at 10 o'clock at night? Except maybe at the customer.
Well, you can. You gotta be creative.
Yeah, but then there's those times that make-a spots are patrolled by DOT. I've seen that happen.
I've been moved by DOT.
I've woke up I've been woke up to flashing lights in my windshield, and I'm like, I forgot to close my curtains.
Right.
I was just so tired. So I jump up. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? I look out, and they're out there moving people. I'm like, well,
You gotta do what you
you
gotta
know,
do.
I guess,
Um,
yeah,
I have. Let me think real quick. I was in. I think it was. I just got into Arizona, and it was. I don't know what time it was. It was about 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and
Yeah.
I had to take a 30-minute break. But mind you, I had over an hour left. I just wanted to get it knocked out real quick, get it done, and move on about my way. And it was so funny because when you're out in the desert in Arizona, New Mexico, all those places, you can park.
Yep.
Parking isn't hard to find out there.
Anywhere.
Only if it's at
Yeah.
a fuel station. So I pull in this Pilot. I pull in the fuel line, and I pull past the fuel line, park up front, and I run in real quick I had to get some cigarettes and a drink and all that, and I come back out, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm looking, I'm like, I wonder where I can if I can find a spot around here, go ahead and just take my break. Of course, I know there wasn't going to be a spot in any in the lots, but being the desert, I looked outside,
Yeah.
like as you go out the exit, and there's this big, huge area, and there's a couple of trucks over there, and it had no parking
Yep.
signs on the road, but when you seen them, it looked like it was saying don't park on the curb on the road, and which
Yeah.
I still perceived it to be that way. But so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go over here and park. And mind you, I wasn't over there long. I wasn't there long enough to do my PTI time. Okay, which is 15 minutes on
Yeah.
required, and
Yep.
I had made it about 15 minutes into my break, and it sucked because, oh no, it was longer than that, because I remember being so mad that I only had 5 minutes left to finish my 30-minute break. And all of a sudden, I'm sitting there and I hear the horn they use to go through like intersections and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
hear that, and then I see the lights, and I'm like, oh crap, I wonder what's going on. And I get out and I walk over there because he's like honking it and honking. I'm like, and there was 3 other trucks in there, and he's like, hey man, you see them signs right there? And I'm like, what, you mean the signs that says no parking on the road right there? And he was like, that means no parking in here. I was like, man, I got like 5 minutes left, to finish my 30-minute break. Would you care if I just finished it 5? He's like, yeah, you want the ticket to go with it too?
Yeah.
And I said, see you later. I was like,
Yep.
nope, I sure don't.
No, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm probably gonna throw myself under the bus to a lot of the people in here. But if I'm running the middle of the night, I find hole in the wall truck stops. Now they may not have parking when I take my break at 1 o'clock in the morning, but if they've got 6 or 7 fuel islands, I go to the one furthest from the building and I pull through. I go inside and do my thing, and then I just sit in my driver's seat and I watch. If somebody pulls in behind me, I just PC around and go back through.
Yeah.
Because I'm not
Nope,
advancing the
you don't.
load.
Matter of fact, you're making a circle right back to the same spot.
That's right. Now and thankfully it is only in 3 years, and I've being a reefer driver, I'm constantly having to switch between overnight and days. But when I've run overnight, there's only been once where anybody's ever pulled in behind me when you're at the furthest pump from the building. Because everybody wants to be right up next to the building, and I'm just like, I'm here for
towards what our little secret. I wasn't being serious when I said secret. I just didn't want to encourage anybody else to park in the fuel aisle to take your break. And the only time that I ever done it was been at nighttime, and in the very furthest one away, and there were like 4 spots still open, and I stayed there and I watched. And I said, if it fills up, I've got to, and somebody pulls behind me trying to use this line, I've got to move, or at least roll forward at 4 miles an hour, but and it's just how it is. Like I'm not going to block anybody ever. And I tell you what, this is one of the things that irks me the most about somebody being in the fuel line. It has nothing to do with taking your break in the fuel line. It's when somebody pulls up behind another truck that's in the fuel line, and instead of waiting till that person moves to pull up to the fuel, they get out of their truck and go inside. And the truck in front of them moves, and then they're blocking a whole fuel island to keep people from. Now, I tell you what, I have literally cut somebody and just pulled around and backed up into the fuel pump, and when I was done, I sat there, and maybe it's I was feeling vengeful, but I shouldn't have done it. I mean, that doesn't help anything, but none of us are perfect, and we make our mistakes. And I was like, I told the dude, I was like, dude, it's like, he's like, oh, I had to, he didn't come out and seeming like he was in a hurry when he went in the first place. And, not every situation's the same, but somebody might need to use the bathroom so bad that they're about to poop themselves and they got to get out then and there. But it was daytime with 30 or 40 spots open. Yeah. Okay? All you got to do is just park it and get inside. I mean, but I still understand there's situations where somebody might need to they got as close as they could because they were about to crap their pants and had to, just couldn't wait. And that's understandable. But that
my other one is when people don't pull forward.
I've seen it over and over and over. It's just people being freaking lazy.
I hate when people don't pull forward. That's another one of mine. Like they'll fuel and then they'll just walk inside.
That's exactly right.
It's like there's nobody in front of you.
Yep.
And I have an irk with truck stops themselves and not necessarily the drivers. And that's, I'd say 85% of the truck stops do not have enough of a pull forward lane to let somebody behind them fuel a reefer. I can get to the point when somebody pulls forward, I can fuel my tanks and I can put def in. But I can't pull forward to fuel my reefer, so I have to sit there and wait for them to get back to their truck to put fuel in my reefer.
Okay, guys. We got about 5 minutes left in this live feed, and we're going to end it. I've got to get some shut-eye before I got to drive to Indiana from Knoxville. I've got to get a little bit of shut-eye.
2 o'clock comes early for me in the morning too.
I've got.
Yeah, I gotta be up in Michigan at 6.
In Indiana at 10:30. Hey man, I want you to also keep up with me, man. I know we can run into each other and we can do a collab video together.
Oh yeah, no, and that's the nice thing is if you know enough in advance where you're going, I will be booking my own loads here starting next week.
Awesome.
So, you say, hey, I'm on this run out to California, then we're coming back to Kentucky. I'll be like, all right, well, I'll find a load to Kentucky and meet you there. Because I know you guys as a team will be faster than me as a solo.
I don't know if I'm supposed to have this app open. Hold on just a second.
You don't have to.
Okay, verify the account by entering your... Hold on one second.
A lot of states are able to pull forward 100 feet. Nobody follows it and nobody enforces it. So,
hold on one second, buddy. Go ahead and keep talking. I'll listen. I just got to ask my wife a question.
All right. I'm just looking at these comments. Hairpin roads are god awful. Yes, they are. Matter of fact, when I was with Swift, I had made the dumb mistake of being a trainer, and I trained one student, and that was it. He got us down this road that I think was in Virginia or West Virginia or something like that we should not have been on. It was a residential road, barely wide enough for a semi, period. And my dumbass was like, well, we're here now, because I hadn't really been paying attention. He was almost ready to be upgraded, so he was able to drive on his own, so I was able to relax a little bit. And I get to I come up front when he says we're in a little bit of a pickle, and we thankfully we got out of it. I don't know how, but it was just a blacktop road with no lane mark, nothing like that. It was some back country road that looked like somebody's driveway, but somehow it led us back to the road we needed to be on.
It works.
And yep.
So you remember me posting the video about how I came up to a 13-0 sign and I had to back up not to go under the bridge and turn around, right? Yeah, this is my last trucking close calls, but it wasn't a close call. So, yeah, I did the video about this. I came up to it. It was daytime. I was like, holy crap, there was a lull in traffic long enough that I was able to back up real quickly and turn around in the median that had a separation in it. The trailer itself had to go over the median. It was just grass. That's all it was, just a little flat median, no big deal. I could have drove the truck straight over it and not bothered anything. But so I go to this store that was just right the opposite direction, a few blocks away, and they got a little spot to park, and I parked there in a very bad part of Baltimore. I don't want to go there again. But, excuse me. So I sit there all day waiting because we had to go. Actually, we were pretty close then. That was when I was about to head to Cambridge. I think that was you, right? You were in. Okay.
Yeah.
So I go to leave, and I'm looking at the map and everything, trying to make sure it wasn't trying to send me back down this road again. And I was looking at the Qualcomm, and it looked like it was going around. I took it right out of there and run around. Well, what it did, it actually literally went around the store where these roads split up, ended up back on the same road to go under the same bridge. Well, the difference was, right? The difference was this was nighttime, right? When my headlights hit this sign, I realized it said 1310. The black lettering was missing off the one, so it said 13-0.
Yeah.
I even asked a cop inside the store that was there for patrol. I asked him which way the best way was to go to avoid that bridge, and he was really confused, and now I know why he was confused. Because I was able to go under the bridge. Oh, man. Stuff like that happens out here, guys, and you just gotta laugh at it sometimes and move on with yourself and just keep going and trucking, guys.
I did have 2 close calls in one. This is going to be my last thing here. In Tennessee, somewhere north of Memphis, I was going out to Covington, I think, to pick up some ice cream. There's a bridge out there. I think it's 13-0 or 12-6 or 10 something. I just know it's really, really low.
Exactly.
But to get there, you have to take the truck route kind of around town instead of going through town. Well, I did not see the sign that said truck route for this route, and thankfully it was daytime, but I was coming up to it, and then I see the sign as I get near the bridge, and I'm like, uh-oh, I had to slam the brakes. I'm like, oh, God, I'm in it now. I had people following me, all that stuff. I don't know. They probably had their phones out ready to record a truck accident. But I had no idea what I was doing. So that was the fail. Now I had to try to figure out how the heck to back up on this road. Well, thankfully, some good Samaritan was coming the other way under that bridge. He stopped next to me as like I'm on hold for the sheriff's department to come send somebody out. And he said, "There, right before that bridge, you can make this right-hand turn if you swing it really wide. You can make this right-hand turn, and it'll take you through a little bit of a residential area next to a school, and you can get around that bridge." So I mean that was about as close as I could get, because there was no way without a sheriff coming out that I was going to be able to back that up.
And speaking of that, if you're ever in a situation and you just feel like you can't, for example, go under a bridge, make a turn, and you just can't get yourself out of it due to traffic, things like that, do not be afraid to call the local police, because I'm telling you, They would much rather come help you and get you out of there than rather come and fill out paperwork all day, and or come out there and have to retrieve a dead body from the scene or something like that. You know, there's
or close the road off because a semi wrecked,
all that stuff.
Yeah.
If you can call them and say, hey, I really need help. Yes, there's always that off chance of getting a ticket, but most times you call cops and ask them to come out and help you, they're most likely not going to give you a ticket if you're saving them time, valuable time. Also, one of my things that was a close call, man. This is my last one. I was in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and this was Laura, her very first load on training with me. Her very, very first load. They sent us to downtown Philadelphia. Okay? Now, I was like, excuse me? So I immediately got in the seat, put it that way, because, you know, being a trainer, I was allowed to do that, you know. Get my driver, my trainee out of the situation. So, me trying to get her out of the situation ended up putting me in a situation. I had actually correctly stopped in front of the place that I was going to be delivering, but it was split into two different places. So when I went inside to ask this woman, where do I go for this place? She said, you have to go around to the next dock. That were her key words, around to the next dock. She didn't say, oh, it's 2 docks over at the end, go in that door. So once I pulled out and started to go around the building, I found myself in a really messed up situation. I ended up behind another driver. I believe he was a Hirschbach driver. We ended up facing a 13-4 bridge, and we didn't know what to do. So what he did, he started creeping towards it, and I could see, and he was watching too, but I could see if he was going to hit it or not. And I watched him go under it, and both of us cleared that thing by about 3 inches. And I had to think about it for a while to try to figure out why it was not as
the Northeast accounting for snow.
It was a metal train bridge. And anytime a train goes over it, it dips to 13.4. Gotcha.
Okay.
So, you know, there's things you learn. But not only that, I ended up in the alley in Philadelphia trying to get around, and it was nuts, man. I mean, I fit down it. There's cars on both sides. It was a one-way. I get up to the next section, and my GPS is telling me to turn left, and there wasn't no going. I started and then realized immediately there was no way to do it, and I stopped before cars started getting up on my butt, and I honked the horn, and I'm like waving to move back, so because I just had to back up just a little bit to get my truck to straighten back out and get out, right? And fortunately, I was able to do that. And then when I get to the next street, there was a dump truck a trash truck getting trashed, and I couldn't even get past him. I had to wait. I blocked a whole intersection for about 5 minutes until he was able to pull out, and then I could get through. And then after about 20 minutes of driving to get back on the interstate to go loop back around to get to the place that I was going to, I finally made it there about 20 or 30 minutes later. But you know, those things happen out here, man. And you know what? You see a smile on my face, me smiling about it, because what I'm happy about is that I'm sharing it with somebody and being like, you know, don't be afraid to call for help, you know? And don't be afraid to stand up to a fleet manager that is trying to get you to do something that you do not think that you can safely do.
Exactly.
There are too many people out here that feel pressured by fleet managers. I'm going to tell you, fortunately, with my company, it isn't like that. And you can ask for another fleet manager if you don't like yours. They have that option. I really like that because I went through 3 fleet managers before I found the fleet manager that I have now, and I couldn't ask for a better fleet manager. He's been with the company 20 years, and he knows how to do it right. With other ones, and I'm going to tell you this real quick. Hold on just a second. this. Will you?
I was hoping that was your truck and not my headset.
It'll kick in just a second. So I guess I'm gonna have to start it and get it to it. Let me try it again here. 1 second, buddy. That's
fine. So while he's doing his thing, I want to thank each of you guys that have subscribed to my channel. You guys are the real MVPs here. You got me up right now to 116. I'm gonna let Red Monkey look at his own numbers. You know, we're just out here for you guys. That's what
we're all out here for each other, man. And that's what it should be about.
But Red Monkey, I am proud of your number.
Man, I ain't worried about that. What I'm worried about is that somebody got some. I mean, I am, dude. I enjoy the fact that people watch my channel because I enjoy sharing my life with all these people. And one thing that I've learned, that I was talking about the drama, is that the subscribers I've been getting now, they're there to watch my content. They're genuine.
They're genuine, yeah.
They leave great comments, and I love interacting with them. And another thing that I'm going to be adding to my videos is reading comments. I'm going to pick top comments. If I have enough, if there's just a few comments, I'm going to read the comments, especially the ones that stand out to me. And, crap, let's go back. What we were talking about before I had to start the truck. What was it about what was I talking about? Because I was trying to...
Oh, you were finishing letting people know not to be afraid to call.
With the whole, also, I want to put this out there, man. PTL was, I've heard so many people, and I learned something by this. I've heard so many people talk crap about PTL. PTL this, PTL that. Oh, that's a horrible place to work. I ask people now, I'll straight up be like, have you worked there before? You know what? 9 times out of 10, they say no. So that tells you right there.
Yep.
People just, they hearsay, and I had to. They gave me an opportunity to work. When I first came into this game, I was still on probation. I finished it up after my first year and 4 months of driving. I finally got released up. I was on unsupervised for a long time after they seen that I was doing excellent in my life. But PTO gave me that opportunity, man. They gave me that second chance, and I wouldn't put them down for anything. And there are good things to come over to this company if anybody's ever interested in. I'm going to do another full in-depth PTO review, but right now they got a sign-on bonus through the whole month of November. I think it's $5,000. It gets paid out very quickly. And
nice.
The thing is, there's so many things that I like about this company. It totally way outweighs the downsides, and everybody's company is going to have downsides. Doesn't matter,
Of course.
As a driver, you're going to have your downside. Nobody's perfect, man. In 2017, the new CEO took over. The older one stepped down. I believe he just retired. But since he's came in, he's really done an overhaul with a lot of things. Hardly ever do we run an old trailer anymore. Most of the trailers now are new.
Yep.
I've been driving a brand new truck. They just ordered a whole bunch of 2020 internationals, and we're thinking about we have to get a new truck soon because they have a 5-year lease, or whoever they get the trucks to, they have a 5-year 500,000 mile period with them. We have already put 150,000 miles on our truck in 10 months, and so
nice.
They told me already, like, the guy that does truck assignments is like, I sent out messages. Fleet managers were supposed to pass them out. It didn't get out to anybody, but the thing was, with teams, they've got to get us out of that vehicle and get us a brand new one because of the fact that if we would run out that 500,000 miles really quick. So we could knock it out.
You know,
in 2.5
one thing we should
years
do one
almost.
day.
So yeah.
I'll definitely keep in contact with you, because what we can do one day is, I know a lot about Crete, you know a lot about PTL. Of course, I'm not going to be recruiting for Crete.
Me either. I'm not.
But
doing
maybe
that.
we can do something
I
like
would
this.
Help them because I believe in my company, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not out here to recruit people. I just think it'd be fine. It'd be nice if somebody. Dude, I talked to a guy the other day for an hour, and I talked to him again the day after for an hour about him wanting to come to PTL, and I made sure that I found out every bit of detail. I had one of the recruiters from the company email me all the information, the pay scale for teams, the pay scale for if you're new, the pay scale if you've been driving for a while, insurance, 401k. It's also a 100% employee-owned company. After 5 years, you own a portion of the stock with the company towards your retirement. They do match your 401k. They also they match anything investment that you're putting into the owning the company. They also match that. They have you can pick your own trainer, which is one of the best things I like. I sat down and talked to people and got to know and ask questions about the trainer, the people that were standing out there waiting for somebody to train. I asked, one of the first things I asked is, how long have you been training? How long have you been driving? Have you had any accidents? Have you had any tickets? Have you had any disagreements with any of your trainees? How many trainees have you put out of the truck? Things like that. And just the simple fact of getting along with them if they seem pretty cool. I had a good trainer, I have to say that. My P2 partner in phase 2, we didn't last very long. We were friends at first, and it about made us not be friends. And he was a cop, and I'm an ex-convict. He was an ex-cop, and I was an ex-convict. Oh, that was a funny situation, let me tell you. But he's a good dude, but it's just we clashed really hard. And then I went on Christmas break, come back, found another P2 partner, and finished up my time as soon as I got my first truck. But the thing is, I won't go from there. But with any company, everybody's going to have those people that disagree, that don't like them. But they're also going to have those people that will tell you the honest truth and let you make that decision for yourself. So
right. And that's the thing, is like, if we did something like this, we just come up with a list of questions that people would ask a recruiter.
Somebody asked if this guy's on methadone, dude. Look, I was up all night trying to take care of my daggum sick wife, man. Okay? I mean, if you want to think, no, hell no, dude. What the hell?
And if you're talking about me with my fidgeting and stretching and scratching my neck and stuff, it's because I've been up.
He's been like,
I mean, if
scratching his nose, I don't know. I'm tired, man. I'm sorry. That's why I was talking about getting off here, because I got to get some sleep before I roll out to go get this load in, man. If he's talking about me, I don't know.
I've been up almost 24 hours, so I mean, if he's talking about me, it's because I've been up almost 24 hours, so I'm just stretching and stuff to keep myself awake.
24 hours easily. Well, about 28 hours, because we spent the day with the.
And you're about to drive.
Not about to drive right now. No, I got.
Okay.
A good 5 hours of sleep straight before I got to drive. So I'll be good though. No, man, I just don't. Like I said, people always got something to say. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
They do. Hey.
So.
It is what it is.
I ain't worried about it, man.
I mean, we're not gonna please everybody. I don't have 100% likes to dislikes. I tell you that right now. So.
Well, I know there's one guy that I dislike his video, and for some reason I did dislike one for a certain reason, but he constantly dislikes my video, like every single freaking one of them, and not all of them. The last ones up to this last video, all of them, they they had 100% like ratio until this last video, and that's when I just went over there and disliked one of his videos because it, you know, I felt he was lying about something. You know, I don't like it when people get on here and just tell stories and make up a reason why they ran their truck all up a guardrail. You know, I was just saying.
Yeah. No, I'm going to make a video about my funniest, I guess it's a fail, but it's not a fail, but I'm going to make a video on that and why just owning up to what you do is the right thing to do with a funny story behind it.
You say the right thing to do with a funny story behind it, right?
Yep. We'll put it this way. I made a mistake. I fessed up to it to the company when they called me out on it. Yeah. I'm gonna make a video about that though, because that's just something. I mean, that was too funny, and people could use a good laugh. And there's only 11 people in here right now, so I want to give people a good laugh.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my contacts.
I'm not gonna do that tonight, but
I've got to get some sleep. You're right. I don't want to be. I do want to get as much sleep as possible. And 100-ounce coffee from the 7-Eleven. Sure. You're right.
I don't even know where the hell
I can't drink the coffee yet.
Right.
I got 2 energy drinks sitting in the refrigerator, and I get those new Mountain Dew Fuels. Man, those things are awesome because they don't have a ton of caffeine in them. They have they have B12 and stuff like that, and they will make you feel like they will give you energy, man. And it's not that shaky caffeine energy. I can't stand that. You know what? I drink energy drinks and get sleepy within 30 minutes after finishing one. It's like I don't know. It's like, I guess you'd say adverse reaction. It's just that it's like I get lifted up and I crash really quick off of them, man. So.
I'm just happy that I've got 150 miles to go, and then I can sleep while they unload me. I could take a nap. That's why I didn't care that we went this long.
385 miles ago.
Well, it's too bad because I'm in Indiana myself right now.
Well, I mean, I'll be there. We'll holler at each other tomorrow and see where we're at. Hey, we definitely.
Yeah, because I don't know where I'm going after Michigan.
We definitely have to do this again. This was very successful.
Yes.
In a sense of that, what I've done before. Oh, hold on. I will. Sub sandwich to Nomads page. Yes, definitely. Sub sandwich.
Sub sandwich.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I did get the notification. Metal
that's
music.
So funny, man.
And I look forward to checking out your channel.
Will you take care of that comment, man? I don't like people coming in here and doing stuff like that. That's not a game to play with, man. You can drug test me any day. I ain't got nothing to worry about. But you just Fishing Trucker, he's on he's on stuff because he's had surgery. You know, that's that negativity, man. I don't like. You know, if you have a problem with me, the phone number is on the damn thing. Call me. That's all I can say. You know what I mean?
So Fishing Trucker, I see you're in Michigan now. I will be in Byron Center at 6 and Kentwood at 10. So if I'm delivering to Spartan Foods. So if there's Spartan Foods in Byron Center and then Cisco in Grand Rapids. So if you're out that way, if you're out on that side of the state, definitely hit me up.
Where'd you say again?
No, I was Fishing Trucker said he was in Michigan, so I was just letting him know where I was going to be. That way, if he wants to meet up while I'm up there tomorrow.
Yeah, man. When I had my shoulder surgery, dude, it wasn't nothing compared to what he had to go through, man. I had a very minor. Mine was hurting like hell. Don't get me wrong, but fortunately, it wasn't as bad of a situation as his. I had a lot of bursitis that was built up in there and some arthritis, and I had a couple of tears one on my collarbone and one on the far side. And fortunately, I didn't have a rotor cuff tear because that would have made it a lot worse. So, same here, neck surgery last month. Oh, sorry to hear that, man. I hope it's healing up. Did you get a cadaver bone by any chance?
And while you're waiting for that answer, fishing trucker, you said you're 3 minutes from Cisco, so that's the one over on the Kentwood side of Grand Rapids, right? Lay off them poppy seed muffins. But McDonald's sells lemon poppy seed muffin tops. Come on, man.
Wait a minute, what? What kind?
McDonald's sells like them muffin topper things. They got like lemon poppy seed and blueberry and...
Well, okay, guys. Next time, now that I've gotten better at using this program,
maybe we can start the stream a little bit earlier.
But the thing is, this turned out very successful in a sense that we got some good points across. I really enjoyed the people calling in. I enjoyed all your opinions and all your knowledge. Even the last guy that called, you know, I still enjoyed the fact that he was, he had the nerve, the balls to call in and say how he felt about something. And, you know, at least he did call in and say something. You know, I didn't agree with what he was talking about, but, you know, but just because we disagreed didn't mean we had to scream and yell at each other. He was respectful to me, and I gave him the same amount of respect back. In the middle of hump case, may need shoulder surgery, waiting for approval to get physical therapy. Hey, man, sorry to hear about that, Rob. If you're new here, if you don't mind, you can. If anybody that's new here, please go subscribe. Also, to go subscribe.
And make sure you hit that like button on this video right here.
I appreciate that. Yes, hit the like button. Also, if you enjoyed what you see. Also, trucking nomads. You'll see a truck in the picture, a big red truck. Please go subscribe to this guy. He's been driving 3 years. I've got a little over 2. But man, the guy makes good videos, and he's got some good ones that are very informative, and he's definitely in the works of getting more out there. Also, if you haven't seen my Halloween special, yes, it is a little past Halloween now.
Oh God!
But yes, please go check out the Halloween special. It was
that is now timeless, and I will watch it on the 4th of July. I don't care.
He said he'd watch it on the 4th of July. That's awesome.
I don't care. I will watch that all year long. That was amazing.
That was like your stomach, the blanket, because it blended in. I was like, hey, like you're swelling or something. I was freaking me out. Oh, and they also said to tell you that they hope you feel better. Like several people did. Okay. And she said thank you to the people that said they hope she feels better. Guys,
I'm kind of glad she wasn't in this video, because she can take the time to relax rather than feeling like she has to be here.
Oh, of course.
So I'm glad that she was able to relax.
Made that clear with her. She didn't have to be involved with this video at all.
Yeah.
But you've seen the.
Oh, I know.
You've seen what she did though, with the hair. Oh.
Yeah, I did.
Hey,
you said that.
Let me see something real quick before we get off here. Oh, I subbed to good content. Good content, no drama. Hey, thanks, Rob. I appreciate you coming by. Thanks for subbing.
So you should check out. I know it don't matter to you.
No, I want to.
But you should check out your sub count before you get off here, because I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised, and I think you're going to win that bet.
Hey, man, I hope he wins, to be honest, because me and him are partners in this situation, and you know, if he grows, he helps me grow too. We're trying to push analytics together towards more positive content, and also knowledgeable content, because like, guys, if you haven't, go check out michaelssemitruckdriver.com, or Michael Semi Truck Driver on YouTube. He also has a website, You can check it out at semitruckdriver.com. That's semitruckdriver.com. We can also go check out, if you want a very knowledgeable driver and good videos, very informative videos. They take a lot of time on the content that they put in, making sure they know everything that they're talking about. You can go check out Trucking Along with Kiersey. That's Kearsey. Trucking Along with Kiersey. Also,
and for those of you that don't know about Kiersey, if you know about the website Trucking Truth, she's actually a moderator on there. So, I mean, she does have some credibility in the industry.
Also, another one that you can go check out, and this one is a very, very good. Yes, Fishing Trucker Michael is a good dude. We got a little bet going on, but no, another one that you can check out, and this one's a big one, guys. Wait for it. You got Trucking Answers on YouTube. You also got, what's his
funny channel?
Oh, that's his website. His website is Trucking Answers Nation. Okay. Thanks, Festus Mo One. You can go check out that Halloween video. You'll get a kick out of it for sure.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. TruckingAnswersNation.com. On Mondays, Mark does a live feed at 1 p.m. Eastern, and is a very informative live feed. You can ask all sorts of questions. He talks about what's going on in news in the trucking industry, and he also does recorded videos in the week and talking about anything that's big going on in the industry. He's very straight to the point and very informative, and a really nice dude.
I miss Crap Company of the Week.
He used to do Crap Company of the Week. He stopped doing that because of the negative, and he just didn't want to lean towards that. And all these channels that I'm putting out here, all these channels, you most likely are not going to get a lot of drama. None of the ones I mentioned you're going to get any drama. Also, you can go check out Dread Pirate Trucker on YouTube. Yes, Dread. Oh, man, really good dude. His videos are very informative. He goes through the news article as he's talking about it and shows things. He also does some live feeds on the weekend. He had one last night. He likes to just sit, hang out, have a few beers, and talk. And, man, he is a live feed warrior. This guy will go for hours, but just hanging out and talking, man. You can go in there and talk about anything. Very good dude. Also, you can go check out Trucker B on YouTube. That's TRUCKER space and the letter B. You can go check him out. He has news information that you might find some more of the side type news from him. He has more of a different kind of outlook when it comes to his news. He goes for some of the funny stuff and different stuff. Also, Fishing Trucker. Yeah, Rob, he is nuts.
Fishing Trucker's the MVP right now.
Rob Dredd is nuts, but he's so funny and a really good dude. Also, Fishing Trucker, if you could post the channel for Dredd.
Trucker's
Coach. And also Trucker B that I just mentioned. And I know there's one more guy. I can't remember what his name is. It's Nomads.
Blackbeard.
No. Anthony Blackbeard.
Anthony Blackbeard.
Please go check out his channel. And all the other channels that I haven't mentioned or forgot to mention or just didn't think of at the time because I'm getting really sleepy. I've got to get some sleep, man. But the reason I pushed this out, man, this has been the best live feed I've ever done. And it has a lot to do with my guest tonight. Trucking Nomads himself, sitting right here. He, super cool, man.
I appreciate all you guys stopping by just to chat with us and calling in and definitely supporting. I mean, one of the best guys that I've come in contact with in a while. So thank you guys for checking him out. And thank you guys for all of you new subscribers to his channel, man. I am happy when I see somebody with a positive trucking channel grow. Like, you're not going to get the little dog or little guy or any of that drama here.
No.
You know, it's amazing
exactly
that
right.
to watch somebody. It's amazing to watch somebody with a positive message grow, and I look forward to seeing you grow a lot
Hey, man,
more.
I appreciate that. I really do. I really do.
You deserve it.
That makes me feel good, man. I appreciate you. You made me feel all warm and fuzzy inside, man. Oh,
Oh,
man. No, dude, I really appreciate that. Yeah, if I haven't mentioned any of your channels out there, and you know, I try to talk to a lot of people, and only people I like to talk to are positive people, like you were talking about. I just want to thank you for recognizing the positive vibes I've tried to put out, and I see the same exact thing coming from you. And I think you're on your way to good things too, man. I really do.
I've come to the realization that you can't change anything out here, so why not make the best of it?
I have to disagree with you, because I tell you what, the more and more people that come together with the right type of, with not an agenda, but a mindset to try to get everybody to be happier and feel happier, and teach each other how to be more comfortable and successful with being out here on the road, the better the industry's going to get.
Yeah.
And to teach each other. That's the whole point of talking about these trucking close calls and these driver fails and this stuff. It's to share with the next person of how to avoid a situation or how to deal with the situation, and not stand there and hold a camera. Like I said before, I can't stand to see somebody just sticking their camera out and not helping somebody. It's counterintuitive to the industry, man. You know, why don't you stop? It's easy to push a button on a daggum camera. You know, it may be a little harder to get out and help somebody, but you know what? You'll feel a lot better at the end of the day. I promise you that.
And don't think that you are too new to help somebody. Just because, you might be in a tight lot. So if you don't yet know how the truck turns or anything like that, don't guide them on the turn. Just get out there and be a spotter. Make sure they don't hit anything. That even as a new driver, that's not something that you don't know how to do. Make sure you tell them to stop before they hit something.
I mean, exactly. All right, well, man, we made it to 3.5 hours, man. And I think that's absolutely amazing. And we had a good live feed. And it worked out quite well. And I want to thank you personally.
No, I can't thank you enough. I mean, you've definitely been a big part of my growth, both as a YouTuber and as a person. Like,
man, thanks.
Just seeing the positivity breeds positivity, and that's what you're doing.
Man. Give me a call tomorrow. Right. Be safe driving, man. Get you a nap in.
Oh, I will.
All right. I get a few hours of sleep, but like I said, I was up last night with my wife. She was running a bad fever.
Yeah.
And I had to wake up every 2 hours, and I'm not the kind of person to be able to fall asleep easy, so it just pretty much kept me awake all night.
I fall asleep.
Then we had to go see the kids for a little while today, so I've got to
marathon life.
Trim this thing.
Maybe one day if
I can't stand when your beard starts or the mustache part starts to go over your lip. Oh, well, you're getting one there, buddy. It's starting to get there.
Beard porn.
You keep working on that, man. I want to show you something real quick. Did I put it back? Yeah. Okay, here, you remember I was talking about the beard balm, right? This is not a paid promotion.
Yep. Oh, you know what? I have seen that.
This stuff smells excuse me, this stuff smells great. It's got a, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's a manly, musky
Like a
smell,
woodland
but
smell or
it doesn't. It's not repulsive or anything.
Yeah.
My wife loves it. She loves taking beard rides all the time. Now that I said that, we can go ahead. And you didn't even catch it. Did you catch it? You didn't. Go back and watch the end of it.
No, I didn't. I'm going to. Well, tomorrow. Oh, there you go. Fishing Trucker just put our numbers out there.
What's that? Hold up. What do you do? You said?
Look at the comments. Fishing Trucker put our numbers up.
Oh, actually, I'm 409. Apparently.
Oh.
No, I was just saying. I just looked at it. It said 409. I think it takes a second to like.
Yeah, I
go
haven't
through
been
the
looking at
system.
mine. Yeah, I'm showing 119 on mine.
Man. 119.
But hey, I'll take
crap.
whatever. Yeah.
Wow, man.
I know.
Guys,
like a month ago, I was sitting at 30.
Guys, we appreciate that.
Yes.
Look, let's see if I can get it to focus there. Yeah, you see it's. Yep.
There it is.
Wow, man. I can't. Wow. You're right. That surprises me. You know, and the guys, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
What makes me feel good is that you recognize our intentions. That we're out here to try to help one another, man. I've got to trim this.
And I was I would have been happy if I had 50 at a year.
I've got to,
you know,
like every time I talk, I feel like my lips like blah, blah, blah. Oh man.
Oh, I just trimmed the mustache part of it today, but just to keep me from eating my hairs when I put a sandwich in my mouth.
And I was talking.
All right, man. Well,
I'm getting drowsy. I got to run in the store
Yeah,
first and get cigarettes because I forgot to get those. And if I don't go get my cigarettes, I gotta have a cigarette before I go to sleep. So, all right, guys.
I did myself, so not a paid
did it,
promote.
man. We did it, man. We did it. We spent a good hour and a half working on getting the frames right, get it working properly, and this guy helped me out, and I appreciate it. But everybody, I'm gonna say my outro, and then you can go say your outro, and we'll call it a night. Everybody, you know what we do at Red Monkey Trucking. We thank you for coming here. We thank you for subscribing. We thank you for liking the comments. We want to thank everybody personally for checking on Laura. She has been sick, and I hope she gets better. Also, keep it positive, keep it real, and keep it informed. And happy trails. Go ahead, buddy.
All right, guys. Well, for those of you who may not know who I was Wandering Nomad. Now I'm still Wandering Nomad, but just on the Trucking Nomads channel. My wife's with us, so I thank you guys all for whoever's checking us out. Thank you for all the support that you guys have given both of us here, Red Monkey Trucking and Trucking Nomads. Make sure that if there's anything you guys take away from this, it's positivity breeds positivity, and that's why I love this guy here. That's why I've really gotten into his channel. So you guys have a good night. Be safe out there.
Have a good one. Give me a thumbs up. Hold it up. Try the other one. Hold on. Flip hands. Switch hands. Hold on.
I'm trying to get myself in the frame. Right. There we go.
Ready?
Oh, maybe.
Wait. No.
Back near me. There we go.
Like mine. Switch hands. Switch hands. There you go. Now poke my thumb.
Oh, gotcha. Hold on.
Get it up.
Getting there. We're getting there.
Sideways. Twist it. Twist it. Twist
it. Is it this way?
Like twist your hand. There you go.
Got it.
There's the screenshot. Have a good one, guys. All right, hold up. Let me make sure we're off here. That I finish the stream. Let's see.